Isn't that nice?
Boy, we getting bougie up in here, man.
That all sounded all nice and proper. Like, what's going on with your boy Big Willie Styles, King, Big A? We three
What it
kings
is.
back in the building again.
No.
And as you can see, we gonna start it off something proper like by discussing these Detroit Pistons. Of course, they had a game against ooh, excuse
The
me,
Indiana
the Indiana
Pacer,
Pacers.
Coffles.
I was about to say,
I'm
who was
sorry.
that?
That's why I got my hot toddy going on, man. Go ahead, King. Take it over, man.
Yeah, man. Pistons, Indiana Pacers, man. 121, 117 come out with a victory. The Pistons are trying their best to tank, but it just won't work right now. It won't work right now. It don't matter who you take out. K didn't play again today. No Bagley, no Grant. It doesn't matter, bro. Sadiq Bey went off today. You know what I'm saying? On any given night, it's another guy. We literally just signed Edwards, and he came and contributed. He had 13 and 9 tonight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? How do we I mean, coaches ain't telling players go out there and lose. You know what I'm saying? So they can do things and put stuff in place for the team to not be as successful. But I don't think that's what they're doing. To be honest, I truly think Troy Weaver and Dwayne Casey, it really doesn't matter to them. Anywhere in that top 1 through 5 or 6, I think, Troy Weaver is like, hey, I can pull a guy out of any of these guys because these guys are not, you're not getting Cade Cunninghams out of this top 5. You're getting guys that's going to come and be a piece to what you already have, especially in our case. You know what I'm saying? These are bigs. It's not a bunch of guards coming out. It's not franchise guards. These are bigs that's going to go to teams and make them even better. I just don't see generational guy when I look at this top 5.
And I agree with you, King. I'll say, yeah, guys got to relax. On, on the Pistons winning, especially how they're winning. These are not the starting lineup that's winning. These are role players and bench players and young players that need to be showcased. We need to see exactly what they got to offer. We're seeing that. Killian finally had a breakout game that everybody's been waiting on. Sadiq Bey went off today. You see him that, Frank Jackson, he can shoot it up when he's healthy. Livers is out there playing like he's already a pro, as well as some of the guys that we got in from the D. We just signed Edwards to a two-way contract, so we definitely need to see what he can contribute to. So to be wound up about them winning as if we're still gunning from that number 1 pick. I've been saying it all along. It's not necessary. It's not needed. There's no outright number 1 guy in this draft that we got to have. Either one of the guys that we have in this top 5 would definitely feel a need for the Detroit Pistons. So if we're in that top 5, hell, in the top 6, it's definitely going to be somebody that's going to contribute, not to come in to be that all-around guy.
I mean,
Yeah, man.
my thing about it is too, like you said, man, ain't no coach gonna tell anybody to go out there on the field unless you the Miami Dolphins. Gonna tell anybody to go ahead and lose. My thing is, you know, you you could tell they are pulling back the reins, and it's just like, hey, man, let's let these other players get this run. Let these guys get their run that's going on, and you can never. Uh, be mad, because they winning or whatever the case is. But I want Jabari Smith. So.
Well, I thought you wanted Banchero. You want Jabari Smith now?
King, who has I been saying I wanted?
Jabari. We both been saying Jabari. I don't have a problem with Banchero, to be honest. I really don't care out of those top 5. I'm gonna be honest with you. My least I would say is Ivy. That's my least. A lot of people been oozing about this, about Ivy or whatever, bro. No, I'm not on that train. But if we get him, I'm not gonna be upset. But I still want a forward out of this draft.
I'm with you on that one, King. I think out of the ones, yeah, Ivy will probably be the latter of the ones. But honestly, this is a wing heavy draft in the top part of the draft, that any one of those wings definitely feels the need and the void in some type of way, whether it's someone with their shooting, whether someone with their physicality, whether someone with their rebounding, block shots, and the ability to shoot the three. Those top wing guys that's coming out of this draft to come in to fill a need, to fill a void that we have.
Can I comment on this, right? Chuck, I swear, you was inside my head, Chuck. I was about to say this. Listen. I know I'm gonna probably not be the people gonna think I'm crazy. No, put that back. I need Chuck comment back up there because listen, if we cannot get Jabari or Pablo, I was gonna say Durant is my next guy, bro.
Listen, hey, Big A, I'm not opposed to that either. I think I actually said that. Didn't I say that? I mentioned that. I mentioned Durant last time we talked about this when I was telling about. I think this was when it was on your podcast, Mark. I had mentioned Durant because the size and the physicality, and also mentioned Williams too.
I love Williams, bro.
Yeah.
So it's this is a good draft to have to get a guy that's going to fill the need, but it's not. We don't need that guy to come in to be that number one guy.
No, he's coming in to be a 3, 4, or 5.
Right.
Option. I'm talking about option on the offense.
Right. Hey man, listen, man. Hey, y'all know how we always talk about when you walk through the door, wipe your feet, man. We got 51 people in here, man. Let's get some likes up, man.
Yes,
like, share, you know what I'm saying, and spread the word. But,
make sure you guys subscribe to W3Kingz podcast too, fellas.
Absolutely.
And I thought I was gonna only be the only guy because I know a lot of people going with Chet or whatever the case is. But my thing is, if we can't get Jabari or Banchero, Durant was my next guy. And the reason why I'm not even on the Ivy train because it's like, okay, we go get Ivy. Like, what does that do to Killian? Like if you see him now, he aggressive. The confidence is getting there. And I think if you draft another guard, because listen, Ivy's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But if you draft another guy, that could potentially do something to Killian's confidence. And we don't need that.
Yeah, but I think that's a Killian problem to overcome. You know, this is the NBA now.
I mean, the way the Pistons been talking, I don't think they're going that direction. I just don't.
Think so neither.
I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to get a forward, and they're going to go on free agent, and they probably go free agency, and they're going to get a big from free agency
and a guard. You know, either back up or to start. We're going to need a guard, wing, big. I think that's the 3 focal points that the Pistons need to work on. Whether it's through free agency and the draft, they got the cap space, they got the draft capital. It's a win-win situation right now for the Pistons' future. You got a young core. You know, you got an option with Jeremy Grant, whether or not you're going to trade him and get some more asset values, which that's another thing I want to address because I was thinking about that.
Before you go, Big
Willie, go ahead.
Listen, I want King to answer this, and Big Willie, you be quiet because I know you finna roll your
Do
eyes.
y'all see? Do y'all want to see Andre Drummond back with the point guard? Listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. With this roster and the way it's built, this is the team that I wanted him to have when he was here. But the way that their relationship was broken up, that's not going to happen. I actually think Drummond is going to stay in Brooklyn also. I don't think he's going to leave, man, because like I said, Kyrie already made it known that he's not leaving. I don't think him playing with Durant has been, I mean, if you see that guy's faces, the way he look at Durant is the way you're supposed to look at your wife. You know what I'm saying? So I think he stays there, man. But instead of him having substitute teachers at point guard, I would love for him to have this roster. I really would, because we were trying to make him a number 1 and number 2 option when he's literally just a guy that's a cleanup guy that you can use at times. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
The fan base was being really naive with that Drummond situation, especially you got a fat ass Stan Van Gundy screaming at you all goddamn day. Some days you just ain't gonna feel like playing. I'm out here with Steve Blake and then I got Van Gundy in my ear. I mean, come on, bro. But anyway, that's another topic. With this team, we're young. We're getting better and better. The glue is getting better and better. The improvement has been constant. Like I said, right now they're trying to find a way to not potentially win, but it's just not working. It's not working. So
It's
what do
not.
you do, man?
It's
I don't know
not.
what
It's
you
not
do.
working. It's like I said. It's not unnecessary. But I wanted to get back to what I was saying, because there were talks in regards to trading Jeremy Grant, and I think when we get those trade talks going on, people get like blindsided by the fact that we can get draft picks, that it kind of you know get overly excited about that option. And to me, I don't, even if they do offer up some good draft picks, I just want to be cautious on that, because if you look at all the teams that over the years, Philadelphia, Boston, and Brooklyn, they all had multiple number one picks for like 3 or 4 years straight. And out of those teams, how many of all those number one picks do they still have? And these were lottery picks too. Like if you look at Philly had like 9 and over the like a 3 year span. How many of them guys are still with that team?
But this the thing though. This the
Hold on,
thing, Willie.
before you say that, hey, shout out to Joe Polo. I see you in here, bro. Joe Polo is a fellow content creator for the Pistons, man. He does his thing. If you want to jump in here, click the link. We got room for a guest if you want to hop in here. Also, 0-16, what's up, brother? You already know what it is, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to
So
0-16.
this was my thing though, Willie. When you go to think like that, right? So I get what you're saying about like when these people have a lot of draft picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they don't. They don't do the best thing with it. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it, when you're looking at Troy Reaver's track record, I mean, he's doing good with the picks.
Yeah.
So
Which I'm not opposed to that. I don't want people to fall in love and be overly aggressive, as if
As
what I'm
far as
saying,
these draft
that
picks,
we
I
yeah.
see what you're
have
saying.
to. What I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like we got for me, we have a good chemistry going right now. And I just want to be cautious, because as you can see from previous regimes, like I said, I named Philly, Boston, and Brooklyn. All them guys had them picks, but a lot of the guys that they picked, especially the high picks, they're not with them. Like the only one that Philly definitely got left right now is Embiid, and they had like 9 like lottery picks at a point in time. So I just wanted you guys to be cautious and not be overly, if they don't make the the big trade, don't be like, oh, Troy Weaver need to be let go and fired because he didn't trade. Like, let's relax on it. If he does make the decision, okay, fine, but I don't want y'all to be harping on it, because I see that in these comments, and they're going to come by weeks in, weeks on out. Trade. Because we got trade happy at the mid season, and you seen we didn't get nothing, worth trading for. So I'm still liking the chemistry that's getting built right now with this team.
But you know the thing about me though, when the whole Jeremy Grant thing, right? My whole thing was, if you ain't getting no value, yeah, no. And then when that whole Portland thing, when that sparked up, and they was coming out potentially giving up both of those first round drafts, which one of them was going to be a top 5, and it was just like this draft is going to be pretty deep with talent, man. So it's like,
Yeah. It's full
go
of
ahead,
role
King.
players. It's full of pieces and role players, bro.
Right.
That's what this draft is. You know what I'm saying? You can go in this draft and get guys to help finish a product that you already started. And that's what Troy Weaver is going to do. Like, Troy is not out here looking for another Cade Cunningham right now. He's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And he's going to plug in the pieces to complete his plan that he had from the beginning. From the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to look for that. We're gonna add another guest to the show, man. This is one of my guys right here, Rise. He's coming in. You there, Rise?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up? What's going on, fellas?
Man,
What's
we
up,
we
Raj?
we we talking Pistons, draft right now in this young roster. We won another game today. A lot of people are opposed to winning these games, but at this point, it's just like, what can you do? Because you're taking guys out of the game, and the Pistons are still winning. You know what I'm saying? They're bonding and they're coming together so well right now. It's really nothing that you can do. So, it's not like we can just snatch guys off the floor and say you winning too much or stop shooting the ball. You know what I'm saying? That's not what happens in the NBA. So,
Right.
I mean, Rise, in this type of situation, when you look at where we are as far as the draft race, in that top 5 selections, who's your number one guy?
My number one guy. Well, the good news about this is that my number one guys fluctuated throughout the entire collegiate year because when K was in the draft, it was just hands down him. But I wasn't really banking on him because how Pistons luck is.
Right.
So I wasn't expecting to get in the first pick, but I knew K was that guy. I've been watching college for a minute, but in his top 5, I think for this team personally, I'm going Jabari because Jabari, he has, and not just right now, but in the future, I can see him being one of the most unstoppable players in this top 5. I'm not going off of the instant impact type thing because we already got that type of guy. We got paid straight out the gate. But Jabari, soon as he learns and, puts weight on and learns the game and the speed of the NBA, I could see him being not Kevin Durant, but just that type of play, that type of skill, just you trying to throw your best defender on him and you throwing your hands up because he's just making every shot over you. Like, I can see that in you.
But what's crazy, Rise? I can say, to be honest with you, I would say the same thing about Chet as far as like upside goes. It's like the
What
way
position you playing him at, Will?
he's gonna be a wing. He's gonna be a 3 or 4. Of course he's not gonna play that. But we also got to remember how we always talk about going into positionless basketball and everything that Rise was saying about Jabari as far as like upside goes. I could say the same, with Chet because of the matchup nightmare that he can pose if he develops. If he, like I said, his shooting percentages is pretty high from 3 from a guy that size. It's kind of gives you, for a guy that size to be able to move the ball and to shoot, and to be able to run that pick and roll from behind or go to the basket. That's some upside too. So I agree with Rise when it comes to like fluctuate, because he said his picks fluctuated. So is mine. Now I'm not saying that Chet is my number one. I'm leaning more towards Banchero a little bit.
Okay.
And say as well as Jabari, as well as Chet. So it's so many. Like I said, these guys have so many different options that we can use as in the Pistons franchise that it's like pick your poison to me right now. I'm I'm just waiting to see.
Another thing that I want to comment on, you guys. When you look at the Pistons situation, we're getting ready to step into the playoffs. Thank you, baby. Excuse me, guys. When you look at the situation, man, when it comes to these playoffs, a lot of these teams are getting ready to break up after these playoffs. There's some teams that's been on that edge for a couple of years now. So the Pistons are in a great position to be playing for that play-in or those lower seeds in the playoffs next season. You know what I'm saying? So adding a piece in this draft and add some guys in free agency just to finish up, what we're trying to do as far as this point of the rebuild, which is, year 2 coming out of the first year of development. Like I said, man, we're in a really good spot, man, because the East is, teams like the Celtics, man, if they're not successful this season, they're breaking up. They're definitely breaking. I thought they would break up after last season. They're going to break up. You know what I'm saying? So you look at teams like the Sixers. What's going to happen if they're unsuccessful? You see, they already gave away too much. James Harden ain't it.
Another team people ain't talking about is the Heat. The Heat, man.
Yeah, man. How much they're ticking time bomb.
Because they don't have their young pieces. They don't look like superstars.
Yeah, I think what's name done after this season over there in Miami.
Jimmy Butler, yeah.
Yeah, I think he done.
So. Yeah, he got that black cloud over him, man. I don't think it's gonna be tough for him, man.
Yeah, the Pistons getting ready to have like I said, these teams getting ready to have for construction, man. And the Pistons, we're ahead of the game right now because we already started our construction. So with the way that these boys is playing together right now, and after we make them additions, I can really see the Pistons being anywhere legit between that 5 and that 8 to 9 seed.
Yeah, and can I just speak on what you was saying earlier about these too many wins group type of people, man? Like, dude, these type of people, they show that they have no faith or no type of trust in Troy Weaver's decision making. Yep. Like, how did we get Sadiq Bey at the 19th pick? You know the players that was chosen over Sadiq. You know, so it doesn't make any sense if teams knew that Sadiq was going to be who he is today. They would have changed that whole entire pick. So, like, it's easy. Like, people don't want to give Troy the credit when he picked K because he was a no-brainer. You know, anybody. My little cousin would have picked K, but it's
them
just
second round picks though.
Yeah,
them second round picks.
Those two, Isaiah Livers. You know,
Mhm.
so you got all of those Pickett guys, like all of these guys that have so much potential.
And people got to realize this too. This is not the NFL. This is not the one with the worst record is going to get the first overall pick. We still got ping pong balls that we got to deal with.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
see, you know, the thing that piggyback off of what Rise was saying, you know, about the trust, right? See, when you think about it, Rise, we not used to being in that situation where guys say, well, dang, if we redrafted it, the guy that the Pistons picked would have got drafted higher. You know, we the guys that be like, we took the guy before the guy we were supposed to take.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
Luke Kennard over Donovan Mitchell, you know, we passed up on D Booker, you know, so we got a little PTSD from that, you know, but yeah, to me, I think Troy has earned that trust though from when you, because I know what a lot of people was thinking, like even with the draft when we took Killian first, right? You said, oh man, he took Killian first, but with the way that Sadiq and Beef Stew was playing, it kind of let you be like, okay, we can give you that, like you say, hey, wait on this guy, but I got you these two other guys. You know
as a whole, that draft class as a whole, because
exactly.
I would even say, even in our draft class, if we rearrange our draft class, you know, things would be a little different within our own set. We'll have Sadiq first, then we'll draft Stu, and then we'll draft Killian. But as a whole class, it's an A effort, you know, when it comes to drafting. So I'm definitely, you know, in Weaver we trust right now. So that's why I'm not even pressed on getting that number one pick, because whatever that guy that's there, I believe is going to be beneficial to the Pistons.
Correct. And it ain't even just this year. Weaver, even with his tenure at OKC,
yes,
he was a part of choosing they whole big three: Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. Like, he sees talent.
Yeah.
You know, so with that being said, I'm not new to him. If it was some boneheaded GM that we had in office, I'd be like, oh my goodness, we really need to tank to get this number one pick, because I don't know who he's going to choose. But
Stand back, Gandhi.
for all we know, Troy Weaver's got to be in the top 10, past the top 10. He could have been, you know, he could have his eyes on Jalen Duren. You know, you never know with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Sean from Half Court.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, and that's my thing, man. Like for people to say, like I said, it just goes back to like whatever sport you ever play, when you really been on that court, that field, or whatever. No coach is gonna tell you, "Hey, boys, let's go out there and lose." Nah, man, you're gonna get that 100% effort, man. And I ain't mad at them for, you know, winning. I mean, a lot of these guys need this playing time and this experience. You know what I'm saying?
And it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Let's put that into this. These games have been entertaining with the guys that you not normally see coming in and playing the way they're playing. We just seen enough of losing from these guys, but the fact that they're entertaining and they're winning, it's a great watch. Yeah. So most definitely, hey, stop complaining, y'all. Come on now. Sean, what's going on, man? What's going on,
man? How we doing, Willie? What's going on? King?
Hey, man,
listen.
What's good?
Listen, we try and telling these people, calm down, man. They won a couple of games. Calm down.
All right.
What you say, Sean?
All right. If you're complaining about wins, off, but also, you know, like, all right, like, because listen, man, you got to take the positives out of things, right? Exactly. Do we want to be winning these games? Not necessarily. I will acknowledge that. You know what I mean? Like, this is the time of year where you want to lose. The problem is we just played a couple teams that are better at losing than we are. So it's just, you know, they're the Luka Doncic of taking L's. So you know what I mean? We just gotta do what we can. But I think the thing to take out of it in all seriousness, like, you got to take the positive of these performances. You know what I mean? Like you look at Sadiq Bey going 6 for 6 for 3 in the first 6 minutes. Killian Hayes being in double digits for like 8 straight games now. Like there's a lot of things to take away that are positives from this game. And honestly, like at a certain point, it's like to hell with what draft position we're in. Because like it's really not going to majorly change where we're drafting this summer. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to the fate of the ping pong balls. If this is like the NFL, where like you winning or losing a game could be the difference between like you getting the number 1 and number 2 overall pick.
Sean, I just said that, buddy. I just said that.
Yeah. So it really just comes down to the thing of like you're saying, you know, we got to see where the ping pong balls fall. We got to see where we're going to end up in the draft order. But right now, all you can do is take the positives out of Sadiq Bey because he's starting to have hot streaks that we've really like when he is on. There's only one other guy in the league that when he's on can score at that kind of clip, and it's Klay Thompson. You know what I mean? So like the fact that he's showing those kinds of flashes and those kinds of things is just that's what you want to see. So I personally, I couldn't be happier. You know what I mean? Like I just tonight was a fun game. There's a lot of positives to take away, and man, we're building something, y'all. Even Carson Edwards coming in, you know, from out of the blue, getting like playing the way that he did. I've always been a Carson Edwards fan. That signing was low key nice, man. And you know, just to have like other guys on this team that are bucket getters. Like I just look at this team and I think of 2 years ago when our best young prospects were Luke Kennard and Svi Mikhailuk. And now literally from top to bottom, we just have a program full of a lot of young, talented guys. So, you know, I'm thrilled, man. And if you're not, I don't know what your problem is.
Oh, so Sean, you say Luke Kennard, the guy the previous regime thought was better than Donovan Mitchell. You thought that was a bad draft?
listen, we dealt in post drama on the show last time.
Hey King, the Donovan Mitchell that didn't miss a shot
in his pre-draft workout,
dude. I don't, you know.
Let me explain to y'all. I had pre-made videos of us taking Donovan Mitchell. I had 3 pre-made videos, bro.
Oh, dude, I literally I saw the photo, like people retweeted like Devin Booker saying, I think I know what it means to wear Detroit like across my chest. And it's something that excites me. And I'm just like, God dang it, man. I'm just, you know, all these freaking draft picks that we've just screwed up.
And Donovan Mitchell might be on the move next year. Because, man, Jazz, if they don't do nothing this year, what else can they do? You know.
Well, I mean, here's the thing with that too. The boiling point for Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, we're beyond that now. It is not a secret. Donovan does not like Rudy. He does not want to be on a team with Rudy.
Yeah,
and honestly,
they were just talking about his pass attempts to Rudy Gobert. he averaged 2 passes, not assists, 2 pass attempts per game to Rudy Gobert. That's remarkable.
And what they just paid Rudy, guess what? It's probably going to be Donovan that's leader.
Because that's going to be the easier contract to move. I mean,
Utah's it's a tough place to play in too. You know, I mean, they had to literally threaten their fans, like, "Hey, if you guys don't cheer, we're gonna move this team somewhere else." You know.
Well, you look at it, man. Donovan got a chance to get himself out of there. You don't want to be the next Damian Lillard, man. You don't want to be at this point in your career where you finally trying to get some guys to come over there with you, or you debating if you even want to be there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be there.
Here's the thing that's going to be interesting, though, because not only do they now have Dwayne Wade as a co-owner of the team, but now you have Danny Ainge, that's part of the front office, is going to be helping with making basketball decisions. And say what you want about his closing year or like his final years in Boston, and like how like some of those moves didn't quite work out the way they wanted to, or they didn't perform quite like up to expectations. He is one of the best basketball minds in the world.
Indeed.
He is one of the best executives in the world. So if there's anyone that I think can make it work and turn crap into candy, I think it's Danny Ainge. I think they're a real problem. They got to find that third guy. Like if they're going to keep these guys together, like that's a team that needs like a Jeremy Grant type of guy. They're like a Jeremy Grant type of piece away from being for real.
And
So
that's a good thing for us.
Yeah. Now,
it's
like,
a couple of teams like that. Yeah.
but the other thing is they don't really have a whole lot to trade. Like they don't have like a whole lot as far as like they've gone like all in on this nucleus. You know, they gave up a lot to get Mike Conley. They gave up quite like a decent amount to get Jordan Clarkson. You know what I mean? Like that, like there's prices to those moves, and they're kind of paying that price right now. So yeah, I'm not sure what kind of moves they can make, but that's just, yeah, they're just a weird situation. So it's kind of interesting that like, you know, we might be better off in the long term than them, but they're the ones that got Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's just, you know, there's going to be some teams under construction, man. A lot of these relationships are getting ready to break apart after these playoffs, man. So it should definitely be fun to see who goes where and who's moving. You know, Jeremy Grant's value obviously is going to be pretty much up there. So we'll see if we can pull something. But, you know, whatever Troy Weaver whatever he decides to do, then that's just what it is. But for the Pistons right now, the only thing we're concerned about is finishing the season off in the right note with these guys, you know, showing improvement and playing well together. That's what it's about right now. And then when we get to the, when we get to the off season, we'll worry about the draft when it's that time. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and also like, you know, it's one thing when you don't have a franchise player. We have a franchise player, so like at this point, even though it still feels like it's super important where we end up, because don't get me wrong, it is, but again, it's really about getting that fundamental piece first. So we got it. We got it in spades with Cade Cunningham, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now it's seeing, you know, and the fun thing, like normally like these games at the end of the year, I don't know about you, but I used to hate them because like because it is, and there's even a part of me that's just like, all right, let's just get to the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Right.
But these games for the Pistons, there's been a lot to take away from, and there's been a lot of positives. So you know, for me, like seeing how consistent Isaiah Livers has been, seeing Jamarco Pickett have a good performance, seeing Killian Hayes take 25 shots in a basketball game. Like, what the hell was that?
Right.
I've never thought I'd see that in my life. He takes 25 shots in a month.
I mean, you play him halftime today, and Sadiq Bey and the guys, they still were too much for Indiana.
Yeah.
Halliburton had 17 assists.
Yeah, Halliburton was on the court. He was there.
Like, dog, it was still too much.
Listen, people underrate Killian so bad, bro. Like, and I, even when I say, you know, Sadiq was a steal, like, man, Killian, we, just like King, you know, keeps repeating this, we knew he was a project. We knew it was going to take him a few years to catch the feel of the NBA, man. Because it's not it's not France. It's not.
Let me cut you off right quick, Rise, because I don't think a lot of people realize this. Killian Hayes started professionally over there in France for 2 years. So think about that. France, 2 years as a starting point guard, and you jump to the NBA as a starter.
Not only that,
think about
but
that.
Also, let's remember his first season and how it went. He got drafted like end of November, beginning of December, and then 3 weeks later was starting the regular season with the team.
Hey, I
so
got
like
one better for y'all.
He's literally had one training camp.
Yeah.
He's literally had one summer league.
I got one better for y'all. Name me the best player that ever played in the NBA that came from France.
Parker?
Tony Parker?
Yeah, that's true.
That little French woman named Tony Parker.
But understand this.
But look how long it took him to become Tony.
Who was he playing for? Popovich. Who did he have? Tim Duncan. Like, I mean, so
yeah.
And then if you go beyond Tony Parker, who else?
Yeah,
it's a short.
That's when you go into the Joe Cam Noahs and all of them.
Yeah, right. Killian is the longest tenured player on the Pistons right now. Like, he's been here the longest since anybody on this roster. So nobody had their handprints on the team before him.
Right. Rudy Gobert. That's the other one. Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's great. Like I said, you are a teenager over there playing 2 years professional, and then you jump to the NBA, man, and then you come in a COVID type of situation. So, you know, like I said, I always expected him to start, eventually starting to hit the double digits. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to scoring, it's just going to take him a couple of more years. Now, if he was raised in his backyard in the U.S. in collegiate basketball, probably be a different type of story.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and again, I a lot of it is, when you have those mental hurdles in game, or like in a game, like it's about overcoming those mental blocks and those mental adversities, right? And this was, like Killian Hayes, like he's overcoming them. He's actively trying to shoot more. He's being more aggressive. If Killian Hayes can literally average 10 or 12 points a game, that's a godsend.
Yes.
Like literally just hit me 10 points.
Mhm.
And then if you go out and do like imagine if Killian Hayes is a 12, 6, and 6 guy. You think any of us are going to complain about that?
No.
Hell no.
Man, and the
No.
reason, you know what made me value Killian even more the other day when I was watching the Pelicans and Lakers game, I was watching Devontae Graham. Devontae Graham was shooting every single three. He was missing every single shot. And I'm like, man, if he's not scoring, what else is he doing for their team? He's not playing defense. He's too small. He's not playmaking. They literally traded.
I got one better, Rise. I got one better for you. Jalen Green scored 30 the other night.
Exactly.
That man had 1 assist.
Mm-hmm.
One.
Crazy.
He literally is just there to shoot.
And
That is it.
He's a scorer. That's okay. That's
Yeah,
not a
that's
bad
it.
thing. But that's the difference between him and Cade. Cade's a guy that can go out and do everything you need him to do on a basketball court.
And Killian is a light version of that, like almost like a little version of that, not in scoring, but just impact,
the versatility,
playmaking, defensive. Yeah. Like some of the stops
passing,
he makes
defense, yeah,
is almost Kawhi-like to me. Like when he get a steal and rip somebody, like it just comes at the right time for me.
All right, now I need to jump in now. I've been holding for a minute. My hot toddy is kicking in on me. But guys, I get what all you guys were saying. But when Killian has those breakout moments and y'all all on your podcast and your Twitter and y'all start going crazy, calling him top 20 players and he's about to be the best thing smoking, that's where my problem comes in at.
Well, it's problem
I'll let you.
Everybody realizes jokes, but you.
Some of y'all ain't joking. Trust me, I done seen it. So all I'm saying is, if we gonna be patient, I need y'all to curb y'all enthusiasm a little bit on what his potential is going to be, and just let him play.
Right, and again, my hope is like a 12, 6, and 6 guy, which is by no means an all-star. That's like a good, dependable starting point guard. That's all I want out of Killian Hayes.
Hey, Chuck, I got receipts, man. I got receipts.
Now, I did see.
They would say, somebody said, if he is a consistent jump shot away from being a top 20 player in the league.
That's cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cap, macaroni, and cheese. But
I put it to you this way. If Killian becomes a 15 point per game scorer, he's already going to give you assists and rebounds. He's already probably going to lead your team in steals. Let's just be real about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's a starter.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. But that is what we were, for the people when we drafted Killian Hayes. That is what we were expecting in a couple of years. We wasn't expecting him to be 25 point, scorer. This was a 15-point scorer. But
go ahead, Big A. Go ahead, Big A.
So listen, I'm gonna tell you, and this is kind of where we're going back to what we was talking about earlier, Rise. The PTSD that we have as fans, right? So a lot of the issue that people have with Killian is we take this guy at number 7 and we're saying that, okay, we know he's going to be a project. And then it's like, okay, we taking him over guys who's played collegiate ball, who's played over here, and these guys that's coming in and they produce. So that's the problem where people have with Killian. It's like, okay, we took Killian at 7, but we took him over guys, who's producing. But like I said, with Troy Weaver on the other end, with him getting Sadiq Bey and Beef Stew, it's like, okay, we got this on the back end, but yeah, I know we took Killian at 7. So I think that's the issue where guys looking at it as it's like, okay, y'all took him at 7, but then we had other guards who was on the board, who's played over here, who's been proven, and it's like, okay, why would we go there? But then, like I say, Troy Reaver on the back end also bring in Sadiq Bey and Big Stu.
But we thought we thought he was a project. Troy Weaver thought he was a project. The people that knew ball knew he was a project. The other people that thought he was James Harden reincarnated, those people I don't hear no more.
But see, that's what I'm saying. If he's going to be a project, let it stay a project.
Yeah.
But every time he has those flashes,
well, again,
they go crazy.
Well,
the reason, listen,
here's the
you
thing.
got, I mean, this is common sense though. The reason why these people go crazy is because how bad they shitted on him at Game 7 of his career.
Mhm.
That's
Well,
why
also-
people do that. You
well,
know,
also
people
when a
shitted
player
on
does
him
well-
instantly.
Yeah, when a player does well one night, it's just like it's the thing of that's the Killian I knew he could be, and I think that's the thing of like it's the first time I think we've seen Killian put together a complete game of everything we wanted him to be. Now, it's important to note: can any of you name any of the players that were on the Oklahoma City Thunder the other night? Because I can't.
Not a,
Mhm.
well,
That was a
no.
G League
Danny,
team right
they
there.
shut him down.
No.
It was for all intents and purposes, it was their G League team.
Yeah.
So the thing is that you have to take that into account. And he's not.
But you
he's
also got to
never-
take into account the fact that he did that against the 76ers too. Even though he didn't score 26, he made James Harden look pretty bad.
Right.
No, he
like I
didn't.
said,
No, he
yes,
did not.
he did. Yes,
No,
he did.
he
I got the
did
highlights.
not.
I have the
No, he
highlights.
did not.
I
Hold on,
have
No,
the
he did
highlights
not.
on Twitter right
Willie.
now.
No,
I
he
I
did
will
not.
retweet it.
Willie.
I have the
No, he
highlights on
did
Twitter
not.
right now.
And
James
see,
Harden.
and that's what
James
I'm
Harden
talking.
literally.
And,
Hold on.
James
and that's
Harden.
what I.
Can I finish
that's
my
what-
statement? Can I
Go
finish
ahead.
my statement? James Harden literally asked for a switch. He asked for a switch.
Y'all doing the same thing
Oh.
that y'all was saying. And this is what I mean by curb your enthusiasm about it, because James Harden watching that was a team effort. Same thing
It
y'all
was a team
y'all saying,
effort.
and the same thing y'all was saying about what's the name from Atlanta?
There you go, right
Trae
here.
Young?
Trae Young. Oh, they would say exactly. For one, those were team efforts against those players.
Well,
For
defense-
two, Killian doesn't start. So somebody ahead of that, while these guys are not getting rolling,
How many minutes did
had
he
played
play?
their part.
but
But and then 3, I'm watching that game against Philly.
How many minutes did he play?
Wait, hold on. Watching the game against Philly, Killian wasn't the primary defender on Harden the other game.
The only person that was switching on him was probably Isaiah Stewart or whoever was playing the big. at that time.
Everybody was switching them. But that's what I mean. I'm not saying that Killian wasn't contributing. What I'm saying is y'all deeming him as the Harding and Trae Young stopper. And I'm
Trae
saying,
Young
hold
scored-
on.
Trae Young scored under his average twice.
But it wasn't just cousin Killian. If you watch that
Who was
game,
checking him?
everybody was checking.
Here's
They
the
ran everybody at Trae Young. Every time they did a pick and roll, everybody ran at him. It wasn't just Killian. And that's the narrative. Like I'm telling folks, hey, listen, y'all got to calm down. Because it wasn't just
give me another player on the team that's giving you more than 3 steals.
listen.
Hey, KD
with that,
out there. Hey, KD out there. A lot of people don't talk about KD.
But Cade ain't.
Well, we're not talking. We know about Cade. I'm saying.
But the thing
When
is, I'm not saying that he's
when
not
Killian's on the
contributing.
court, usually Cade is not on the court. That's what I'm saying.
But here's
But
the
also
thing.
those starters are not all the way on the court either. So that's what I'm saying. Curb it a little bit.
Well, here's
Coming
the
out
thing.
telling he's a Trae Young, James Harden stopper when for one he's not a starter and they're not playing the same exact time and minutes all the time.
All right,
And
hold
the
on, hold on.
team and the
Hold on.
team is switching on him too. Y'all got to curb that a little bit. I know y'all. I'm excited for him too, and I'm loving his defense. But to give him names already when he's still in the development stage, pump your brakes is what I'm saying.
Well, that's
Pump
the
your
thing.
brakes.
That's fair. But I do think if there is any part of his game that you can make a certain judgment on, like for one, his passing, right? As far
Yeah.
as a passer, Killian's like I would say has elite vision and passing ability. Is that
Yeah.
fair? Can we say
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
All right.
I give him that.
All right. I would say if there's any part of his game that is his strongest overall, it is his defense. And yes, you can go down the semantics of, oh, well, is it team defense? Is Is it a team effort? Is it a personal thing? I don't think it's a fluke that we're seeing Killian over these last how many games now, getting 3-4 steals a game.
Literally
and even if he
snatching the
isn't,
ball from guys.
and even if
Snatching
he
it.
isn't, and here's the thing, and here's the one thing with the argument about him not starting. He might not be starting, Willie. That's fair. But you know what Killian is doing? He's finishing games.
Finishing. Thank you.
So he's out there in the key moments in the fourth quarter in crunch time, and he is the guy that a lot of those times is taking those assignments.
But that's contingent upon what he does offensively. When he's finishing the game, that means he's putting more forth of effort offensively.
But it was also partially because of that was part of the role change though. Like once he started coming off the bench, he started finishing those games in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. Exactly. But it came from him being productive. That's the whole thing about Killian. That's what Coach Casey was saying. We want to see from him right now whether he's going to be the bench guy or the starter guy.
Right.
We need to see more, which I'm glad he's showing more. Yeah. But my thing is he has great defense, but to give him these names already.
Oh, I agree with you. Don't give him any names.
Listen, come on now. Y'all, they was giving him praise. They was calling him the Trey Young and the James Harden. I'm like, wait a minute. Now I watched the game like y'all watched the game.
Those were more so memes. I think those are
memes and jokes, bro.
No, they wasn't joking. Oh, when I commented on it, they was on my they was on my head. I said, wait a minute now. Y'all gotta relax. Oh my God! Even in these comments, they like, oh, look, I'm curving when the haters start. Like, listen, I know what it is because y'all tired of people bashing him, and I get it. But if we're going to be patient, we got to be patient all around. That's what I'm saying. We can't jump and be like he's doing all of this when y'all guys been saying this is a 3 or 4 year process for this guy.
Listen, it's not even a 3 or 4 year process. It's more like a 3 year process, bro. Like I said, he literally just eclipsed his first season worth of games. So, like I said, it's not about that. It is simply because of how quick everybody shitted on the kid. That was the problem. So when we see him go out and he putting together a string of 8 games in double digits, plus giving you assists, rebounds, and steals, yes, they're going to be excited because guess what we've never done in Detroit ever, not once, develop the fucking players. That's what we don't do in Detroit. We don't develop anybody. We'll trade somebody away in a heartbeat, and then they'll develop and be good elsewhere. So when we
with the developed players, those are more the back end second round picks. These first round, these lottery picks that we traded away, I really haven't seen too much production coming from the guys that we left.
Okay, so
that's because they were shitty picks.
Right. You know what I mean? It wasn't no development problem. They were just shitty picks.
Well, some of that's just they can't develop in Detroit because some of them are just that's why I haven't seen it from a first round pick we drafted because they're bad.
I'm not.
That's where I was about to go back
Chris
to.
Middleton, Spencer Dinwiddie, Brandon Knight, all of those were some back end picks.
Wasn't
Brandon Knight was
Dinwiddie and
what pick did Brandon Knight get? What pick did he go? Brandon Knight.
Well, he like 8 or 9 or something like that.
He went 8 or 9, and when he went to Phoenix, what happened?
He was fine.
He was a role player. A little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, he was. Brandon Knight didn't pan out to the player that he was supposed to be, though.
He was good for like a year in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like I say, when you go back and you look at it, like I said, that's the PTSD as a Pistons fan because you're always looking at the picks that they picked, and you're like, good God, you could have got this guy next, and like I say, that's the only thing what people were saying when they looked at Killian because right away a lot of people was thinking the Pistons was gonna go Halliburton or Cole, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, they went Killian, and it was like, well, man, you went and got this kid from France, and you got these guys who, like we say, is from over here and play collegiate ball, and that's what the whole, to me, I think that's what the whole thing was because it's like, well, here we go again, we drafting somebody. Like we just trying. It's kind of one of those things where you say, "Oh, they trying to be the smartest guys in the room," but it was just like, well, you look and see on the other end of what Troy Weaver did. It's like, I mean, because you got to be honest. If Troy Weaver didn't pull it and get Sadiq and beat Stu, people would have been looking at that draft like, man, what happened?
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing with those guys. We have the luxury of
exactly.
like we have the luxury of Killian having his time, and I
That's
think
yep.
and
I agree
I
with you on
think
that, Sean.
I think we really do over worry about the value, like the value in return as far as where you draft, because first of all, like again, like if it really is successful if he's contributing positively to your team and it affects winning in the long term. That's really the positive. That's what you're looking for. Even if DeAndre Ayton like wasn't as good as Luka Doncic, the Phoenix Suns made the right pick because they went to the NBA Finals. You know what I mean? Like it's all about like the return on investment, right? So like whatever we do with it, and again, we always like, oh well, this guy's clearly the better player. We don't really know until like 5-10 years down the line, right? Like that's when you know who the best players in a draft class really are. You can get a good inkling at the beginning. Don't get me wrong.
But Sean, how the Pistons figured out Luke Kennard was better to draft over Donovan Mitchell? Like, come on, man. Like,
well, you know what Stan. I mean, we
Why
all
are you
know what
doing
Stan
this to
Van.
me? This breaks my heart.
I mean, we all know what Stan Van Gundy was doing. Stan Van Gundy was trying to rebuild the Orlando Magic, bro. That's what that was. He thought he was drafting JJ Redick. That's what that was.
Yeah, that's true.
Tillman was his Dwight Howard.
Yep.
So that was what he was doing. He was trying to put, the Hito, Turkoglu's, all this other stuff, everything around him, and
it was a different era. See, the Dwight Howard era is when the big man was dominant, but we needed guys that could shoot, and that's where he messed up at. Which he thought he was drafting with Kennard was a shooter, but
right. He did a horrible job. I guess he thought his Jameer Nelson was going to be Reggie Jackson.
Right.
I just see everyone commenting SVG. I just hear King Andre.
Oh, God.
Just build the wall. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. I'm not a fan of like you trying to take the blueprint of another team and trying to bring that over here, because the thing about it, what you had over there, you ain't got over here. And there's no way on God's green or Ray Charles saw that Luke Kennard wasn't a better player than Donovan Mitchell. Did you see what Donovan Mitchell did to Duke by himself? Like,
well, that's why Troy Weaver's such a breath of fresh air. Because King, you say it all the time. Troy Weaver is building the Pistons.
Yeah.
He is here to build the Pistons.
Right.
He is building,
and like you said, Big A, we got the luxury to be able to and do what King was saying, and that's develop players, because we got guys that came in that draft that there's already been productive now. But that's why I wanted to say, listen, let's curb the enthusiasm, let him develop. When he has those moments, we can praise him, but don't over it. That's what I said. Don't overdo it, quite yet. Let's let that man go through the progressions. Let's let him grow. Let's not, because I know people are upset that Killian's they baby, so they was tired of people shitting on his name. So when he finally shows something, that's what I'm talking about. Troy Weaver know what he's doing. Trust the process. Oh, this he's gonna be. I'm like, okay, calm down.
Can I take my second to take a victory lap on something really quickly?
Go for it.
Let me sit up real quick. Let me crack my neck. All right, here we go. Y'all ready to admit you were wrong about Dwayne Casey yet? That he's a good coach? And that he actually knows what the hell he's doing? And that over the course of this team, he's actually allowed them to get better? And that these players are actually developing under his system, and that they're actually building a good culture?
I can't speak on it because we haven't faced any true adversity yet to put his coaching skills to this end. Like, he won Coach of the Year. Don't get it twisted, but I'm saying we aren't in a winning culture yet. That's the job.
Okay, but was February adversity? Was the beginning of this season everything they went through with COVID adversity?
Listen. This was my thing. When I made those videos back then, I clearly stated in those videos it was about his substitutions. It wasn't about him overall as a coach. At the time, I wasn't
saying you, King. I'm saying y'all. Like Pistons Twitter, they wanted Casey gone.
I was telling them to relax.
A reason why a lot of that happened though is because they was mad at him putting Killian on the bench too. A lot of people was.
No.
I'm
They was
talking
happy
about
for that.
I'm not talking about. It was a lot of people like, "Oh, what are you doing, putting him on the bench?" And
they just didn't want to see Corey. That was the thing. They would rather see Saban lead than Corey. That's what it was about. It wasn't
Corey, Joseph.
They thought. Listen. everybody thought it was a good move for Killian to go to the bench because that's where, let's be honest, he should have started there.
But Saban, all them other guys in the early in the season, they wasn't consistent enough to take it away from Corey Joseph.
We knew we were tanking for another year, so it's just like, bro, what is going to hurt you to stop playing Corey 38 minutes, bro?
So here's what I love about this comment.
I think Sean gonna say what I was about to say. Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
Here's what I love about this comment about Dwayne Casey not proven to be a championship coach. We might not be we might not be saying the same thing. Here's my point on this. Did Dwayne Casey have Kawhi Leonard?
No.
Did Dwayne Casey have an Eastern Conference that didn't have LeBron
Who did
James?
he go against? I was about to say, who did he go up against?
You saying the same thing I said. I was going to say the same
Listen, man, y'all telling me that Dwayne Casey wouldn't have a ring on his finger if he was on that, if he was the coach of that team, if you remove Nick Nurse and put in Dwayne Casey? Get the out of here, man. That is some bull.
You know, funny how Nick Nurse funny how Nick Nurse can't beat Dwayne Casey to save his life. Last time I seen him, he got kicked out the game.
No, but Dwayne Casey doesn't know what he's doing. Apparently,
listen,
he doesn't know how to coach basketball. Yeah, get
the people got to understand. Dwayne Casey came into a situation where a team was built to make a run at the playoffs, and then that got dismantled. Now that he got to start from scratch. So to say that he doesn't have that caliber when he was brought in to a squad that had players, we had the Drummonds, the Blake Griffins and the Derrick Roses, the veteran guys and the other guys that came around, and then that was broken up. So now they're starting from scratch again. So to give him that leeway, I was saying, yeah, give him that time because he's known to have developed players. And as you can see, he's giving these guys opportunities to show themselves worthy. I would say
that crowd definitely was out there, though. That Fire Casey crowd definitely was out there. That's the whole reason what made me, further expound on what I was saying about his rotation. Like, listen, I ain't saying fire the man. I'm just saying stop playing your buddy so doggone much.
Right? No, yeah, for sure. And listen, there's valid reason to criticize Dwayne Casey. There is. He is not a perfect head coach, but again, he is the perfect coach for where we're at right now.
I can't agree with this comment. I do not like his staff. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't.
What's wrong with his staff?
They don't like you either.
Bro, first of all, like I said, I don't like them, bro. Like I said, I just don't, man. I like to see basketball minds as far as some ex-players over there, some guys that's developing guys. You don't see that with his staff over there. It's like a bunch of question marks over there. I don't like it.
He did bring Beeline in, though.
I mean, Beeline, yeah, but Beeline is more behind the scenes, working with guys' shots, things like that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I mean, he did overhaul his staff going into this.
Even our most dysfunctional coaching staff had Tim Hardaway on it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. But it was Stan Van Gundy, though.
What's up, Mike? How you doing, man? Thanks for jumping in with us, bro.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, boys?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man. What you got just sitting here going through the bad times.
I'm just putting I'm just taking I just took my quick.
I did not mean to like. I did not mean to just join and start immediately talking over Sean, but I just kept thinking about Tim Hardaway Jr. on that poor squad we had. Oh
God.
Man, no, you didn't interrupt me at all, man. I was just like, I just had to take my quick victory lap. I was like, this is the perfect time of year to do it. So,
well-deserved victory lap.
I appreciate it. I'll keep taking it all summer long, by the way. So, again, man, it's that argument of he couldn't win a championship in Toronto. Once he was out of there, they did. It is so convenient how much context that argument leaves out.
Right.
Like it is so convenient how much context that it is made in bad faith, man. It is a bad faith argument. It is a stupid argument. I hope I never have to hear it.
You talk about the stars aligning, LeBron James lead. You get Kawhi Leonard in the trade. Like
everybody get hurt on Golden State.
The emergence of Pascal Siakam not talked about as much.
Yeah.
That he developed.
Kawhi Leonard hits a 1 in a million shot over Embiid in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like everything went right, man.
Yeah, someone just said it. Add a superstar and LeBron goes west. You mean that helped? Right? It's
Right.
almost make it a little easier to go to the finals. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
Chuck, I swear, Chuck be on point, man.
real talk.
Man. Like,
You guys know that
Right.
shot Kawhi hit though? I was talking like a while, like my first interview. You remember Glenn Robinson III from
Oh, yeah.
Michigan? Yeah, he was Piston too. He said he was at Kobe's camp, and Kobe had Kawhi practice that shot like 100 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've
That's
seen some of the
crazy. And
workout
so when
clips.
Kawhi made it, he's like, I wasn't even surprised. I saw it 100 times over the summer.
Mhm.
Man, that's like the perfect comment for what we're talking about right now.
Yep.
That's perfect.
But that's crazy, man. We finally got a coach here that's
Mike,
developing
they own
guys,
you,
man.
Mike. They own you.
No,
Yeah,
wait.
man.
Okay, wait.
That's a Trey Burke.
Is that
I
Trey
wanted
Burke?
this jersey
Trey
since
Burke,
I was
man.
12. I
That's
wanted
a Trey
this jersey
Burke.
since I was 12.
I
David
knew it.
Burke.
That-
all right,
oh,
yep, there
and
you
that's
go.
another that's another PTSD moment right there too.
Us not
Also-
taking
We had
credit,
Trey
bro.
Burke in our
Thanks
grasp.
a lot,
man.
Mike.
Well, okay, but
I'm going
Trey
back
Burke
But you
to
know what
couch
the Pistons,
again.
but the Pistons didn't want to develop nobody, man. So you
Nope.
know they weren't about to go get Trey Burke.
well, Trey Burke's fine. Like he's a good backup guard. Like I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I know that's why I want
this
them
is
to
what you
sign
got to look at, Sean. That's what you got to look at, right? Okay, we looking at Trey Burke and the route he went through with Utah, right? I mean, we was just talking about this. Look how many lottery picks they destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Imagine us having Trey Burke. We getting a drum in.
Had a drummer
I mean,
too.
for goodness
Yeah.
sake, we was just asking to get a point guard that's gonna run a pick and roll with Drummond.
Yep.
We
And this
couldn't
is
get
Trey
it.
Burke coming off a National Player of the Year.
We had Jose
And-
Calderon.
Hey, no, we got Peyton Siva in the second round. That's technically the same thing. And
We got
won
the
that
enemy.
game.
Hey, Mike,
We
you
got
remember
the enemy.
Thanks a lot, Mike. I'm about to go jump off my balcony for you reminding me about that.
And you know what I hated about that pick too? Is Dumars introduces him and he goes, well, if there's one thing about Peyton Siva, he's a winner. And then he was on the team.
Right. Joe Dumars is
he knows
God.
what he's doing.
Listen,
It's all good.
it's on site if I ever cross paths with Joe Dumars, man.
Man,
Like,
yeah.
dude, you just
Definitely got to run the fade if we see him. Yeah, that's just
you fired one of one of my favorite coaches that was a Piston to bring in Larry Brown, who don't like young players, and
you bringing out jerseys. It better not be a Josh Smith jersey, damn it. It better not, Mike.
If it is,
It better not.
if it's
No.
a job,
No. It's okay. I'm seeing too many comments about it. I got my Tayshaun jersey. It's all right.
Oh, okay. All right. Woo. I seen a red jersey. It better not be Josh Smith.
I
damn
got
it.
my Villanueva jersey back there. If you guys want to check it
Oh
out.
God.
oh no.
you better not have a T-Mac or Iverson.
Can
man.
I just say, by the way, I still, this is still a question that crosses my head damn near every day. There's a person in this world that said, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go get a Charlie Villanueva tattoo. That's what I want on my skin the rest of my life.
Oh,
Charlie
man.
Villanueva. That is a
literally the-
decision
I
someone
mean,
made.
but that's a good tattoo to be able to fill in over time. Honestly, if you think about it, you put it Charlie Dillon with his head on you, you got an empty canvas.
You
I was about to say
asshole.
that. Yeah.
You
It's just an outline.
asshole. You asshole.
I'm just
Sean,
saying.
do
Ah.
not laugh at him, Sean.
Don't laugh at him.
Stop it.
Don't y'all laugh at him.
Stop
He
Good
got his
Lord.
toilet stolen. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, he did. Oh,
You
yes, he
remember
did.
that?
Yep, yeah.
Someone stole his toilet. And he stole $800 million from the city of Detroit.
Oh God.
He
Who said
deserved
no? Fair
every
trade.
joke I'm throwing his way.
Hey, you guys just see that comment, though? We got to thank Dumars for Bagley. I forgot he's in their front office.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, Dumars. You did something.
he did us a favor.
Yes.
Well, tell him to send us De'Aaron Fox over here. How about that?
Right.
Yeah.
About that.
He want to
Keep-
make up for something.
Keep making up, damn it.
That's
because-
crazy, man. We never have a Joe Dumars appreciation like night in the. It's crazy, bro. Not
Coulda
just
gave-
as a coach, which is GM, but just as a player. You know.
He
Yeah.
could have gave us Halliburton, damn it. How about that?
Yeah, you want to just throw away Halliburton? Why don't you just throw him away to us? Like, come on.
Hey. Now I see this permanent 8 seed. They got the Kings stuck in. That's why. It all makes sense now.
Guys, DeMontis Sabonis. He's
They
a
look
winning
like
player.
us about 2 or 3 years ago.
We win now player, but the win now involves the Pacers doing better post trade.
Win
That's
now,
bad.
except we win less than the team that we traded him that's rebuilding to. Yeah.
And listen, and I'm gonna admit something. This is something I really didn't have to say, but I do have a Dumars jersey, but I do not wear it. I am not lying, man.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah. I hope Bird, if you ever wear, I hope Bird shit on it.
Nah, I'm not.
Listen,
wearing
don't be disrespectful to Joe D. He's a legend.
it. Whatever.
Yeah,
Forget
he's a
him,
legend,
man.
all right.
Hill House.
He's a legend, all right.
Hey, we got us a championship under Joe D.
Yeah,
All three.
we did. Yeah, it's always going to be bittersweet with Joe D, man. You know,
We
champion
could've had
as a
multiple,
player,
though.
champion as a GM, but then the worst as a GM as well.
Yeah,
he-
that Iverson Chauncey trade that really did me in though.
That hurt my heart. What he did to Chauncey and what he did to Ben when he didn't want to give Ben his goddamn money, I wanted to kill him. I really did.
Yeah.
That's one that's always going to be a wound to me. It's like, yeah, you know, you won all 3 championships in the franchise's history, but like, you know, it's at the same time, like, and I don't know, and I don't think a lot of it is like, I don't think we can hang it all on Joe Dumars. I think there's a lot where it's like, as a franchise, we just, I mean, with the passing of our owner, with the just with everything, the turnover, the tanking of Detroit's economy, like we have been, like, as a city, as an organization, we just went through the ringer, giving little to the middle finger. I feel like I got a tear in my eye. I feel like the king of, sorry, I went to Eminem, my bad. Yep, that's deserved. That's deserved.
Let me ask you, am I the only one who like was mad that he got rid of Rick Carlisle?
I was. Yeah. I feel like he built that team.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah, we was mad about it, but you know, we kind of gave him a little bit by him winning the championship and going to, the NBA finals back to back. But yeah, definitely we had a great momentum with Rick Carlisle for sure.
Listen, man. Listen, they always, with Larry Brown, and I get it, he was a brilliant coach and all that. But the only reason we won the championship is because we got Rasheed Wallace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simple plain.
And who did that?
Shut up, Willie. It's not the point right now.
Him, though. It's like you might.
He just failed in Joe D lap. Like, we don't want Rasheed Wallace no more.
And what happened? And listen,
we tired of his technicals and him get thrown out. Here, y'all take him.
What happened years later?
Him and the patch in his head. Y'all get him out of here.
What happened years later when he went and got another Atlanta Hawk?
Right. Don't do that to
Stop.
me. Don't do that to me, man. Don't.
Hey, fun fact. The pick we traded in the Rasheed trade became Josh Smith.
Oh, God.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Full circle.
We got Josh Smith back.
Yep.
That's death from within.
Literally just stopped paying that man recently. The
Rasheed trade was really just the beginning so that we could build Josh Smith into the player that he was when he came to Detroit. It was man, that's a big brain move right there.
Somebody, man, look at his face.
You can hear it, can't you, Willie? I see it.
It's just ringing in my damn ears right now. Ka-dung, ka-dung, ka-dung.
How good you want to say Joe Dumars was? Because you talk about that Josh Smith just getting off the books over and over.
Willie can hear the sound of that ball clanking off the rim right now. Josh Smith for 3. Blank.
Hey, the one Josh Smith moment I always go to is against the Spurs. We're down by 2 with like 4 seconds left. Mm-hmm. And this man gets the ball in his hands, and it is the straightest, like a complete straight line to the hoop after he shoots it. It clanks off the side, and the ball just, it was unreboundable. The Pistons lost the game, and Jay Smooth was just standing at half court like.
Bro had the flattest jump shot I ever seen.
Ever, man.
Flat, no rotation. The form, everything about it, I hate it.
It just hurts you to look at.
He didn't.
The way I feel whenever I see Luka Garza run is how I feel whenever I see Josh Smith shoot a basketball. I love you, Luka Garza, but Jesus Christ, it's like
according to Willie, it's another Luka Garza type out there that's that's going in the draft. According to him, he really should go back to school if you ask me. But Willie's a big Hunter Dickinson guy, man. Real big Hunter Dickinson, stone foot. Hunter Dickinson guy, man. You would love to see
Has
him
he
in the
declared
Pistons
yet?
jersey.
No,
He better not. He needs to go back to school.
He was at the
Yeah.
at the spring game Saturday too.
Can I
Yeah,
just say real
did you
quick,
see the boots he was wearing, Willie?
He was towering over everybody too.
while we're on the top of college, can I just real quick say how bananas it is that Coach K's career was ended by North Carolina in the Final Four? Can we just talk about like first of all, ESPN posted a crazy stat where his first loss as a coach was against North Carolina. His last loss in a regular season game, North Carolina.
That's
His
ice.
last loss of his career, North Carolina. Like in literally North Carolina coach's first year.
Right.
Year.
He lost against a protege.
National championship. Like, holy crap.
Oh man.
Like, that's crazy, man.
Can I please? Can I please? You know why? Hitting that ice wood. Listen, they was trying to usher this man to a national championship. Listen.
Oh, they was gonna carry him on the shoulders if he won. They was gonna carry him off on the shoulders.
As much as I hate Sparty, and every time I hear Go Green, I think recycle. State got cheated out of that game. All the calls that Duke got. Listen, they was trying their best to let this man go out with a national championship because they know, and he knows, once he's out of the door, those floodgates with that Zion Williamson and all of that crap is about to come flying out.
Oh, the scandals is about to drop for sure.
Listen, they know this. And I was so happy that North Carolina, and he lost to a first year. Hubert Davis' first year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that team was playing great. Like, all credits to them. Like, that North Carolina team was
especially for the kid to come back after he hurt himself. He still came back in there and toughed it out, man. I really love that.
Detroit, we tied to everything.
Dang. Wow. I did see one of those Piston Goat tweets, so I knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you know.
And who did that trade?
Bill Davidson.
There we go.
Right. Hey, man, you know, he went out the way that I felt like he should have went out. God damn it.
Yes.
Shit.
Yes.
I hate Duke so much, man. I really do. I like I said, it's man. You know, he's gonna get all the great coach accolades and everything. Motherfucker, you playing with the fucking Monstars every fucking year.
Right. Which but listen, I had to give him his just due. Yeah, he turned the program that nobody knew about into a powerhouse.
Yeah, he did.
Shout out, fun aside, jokes aside, Coach K, he's a great coach. You know,
he's the greatest college coach of all time.
Yeah, he is. He's a fucking devil too.
But does not stop the hate for Duke over here though. I just got to acknowledge that he's a good one.
When you was doing NIL deals, and even Jay Williams came out and said it, and you was doing NIL deals before everybody else was doing it. So forget him.
Yeah, he sounded like that other bitch out of Ohio. You know, exactly. I don't want to say his name.
Exactly. You of course you getting the pick of the litter because you doing NIL deals before everybody else was doing it. You got freaking Jay Williams on national TV talking about how he was getting paid at Duke.
I mean, why wouldn't he? Who really wants to go to Duke for real?
Where is he? Where is Duke?
It's in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Literally,
I didn't even know that.
Literally, Duke and North Carolina, Duke and North Carolina are literally like
10 miles apart.
Each other. Yeah, they're like super close to each other. So like that's where a lot of the rivalry stems from, is just how close they are to each other.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That I couldn't believe my eyes when that game happened. That was crazy.
For their players, and the other ones wasn't. So that also makes it.
Yeah, but give me
I think the way they recruited was all the guys coming back from UNC, they just throw money at their car.
No, Willie, we will not give him respect. Screw him.
I don't respect cheaters, man. You don't get no respect from me, man.
I mean, for me, like, I guess for me, like, I've always just been like such a Like especially over the course of the last few years, I'm such a big NBA guy where it's just like the college coach stuff. It's hard for me to care about as much. I mean, listen, man,
Right.
it just comes out of the fact that Coach K is the GOAT, and like at a certain point, college is it's about the recruiting. It's
Listen,
about
yeah.
who you get.
You can listen. I'm gonna tell you, you can. There's be no coach that's better than. I'm forgetting his name right now. He got the UCLA, man. No college coach is better than what's his name? They got the award name.
John Wooden.
Yeah, John Wood. Come on, man. Like Coach K couldn't even get the dirt out the bottom of his shoes. Like, look how many national championships he's won consecutive.
I mean, but you gotta keep in mind though how much everything's changed since then too. Though it's a radically different system. The one and done era is a completely different era of college basketball. Everything's changed.
Listen, man, I gotta show y'all something. Like I said, why they coming for me on Twitter, bro? Look at this, man. You got a goddamn card sign with Corey fucking Joseph. Why are you tagging me? I don't care. Okay, sign Corey Joseph picture.
Hey.
Pistons Indy fan.
You just made Sean leave.
Hey, Andy, he gonna split the proceeds from with you when he retire. When Corey Joseph retire, the real value of that card gonna show itself.
Get you an Arizona iced tea.
Hold on, let me see right here. Let me address this right. Let me address this right here. Don't you ever in your life part your lips to say Coach K was the best Olympic coach. Is you crazy sitting up on this panel with a bunch of Detroit fans? You gonna say Coach K was the best Olympic coach over Chuck Daly? Did you hear what Barkley said?
Wait. And then wasn't Popovich coaching the Dreams? You know, coaching the Olympic team too at a point in period of time.
He took over after Coach K.
Listen, I can coach the Olympic team. All right, it's a whole bunch of the best players in the world. What are we talking about?
Hey, but you got to remember though. Hey, you got to remember that dream team did get whooped up by them college players now.
Yeah, and who said? Yeah. Chuck Daly played a cut. Chuck Daly did a couple of things to make sure that he humbled those guys, man.
Exactly.
But they had them college team had a couple of them Duke boys on there too.
Look, shut up, Willie. Are you a Michigan fan or what are you? Are you a Duke fan? Shut up.
But
I was just pointing it out there, you know. I was just pointing it out.
Remember though,
we do gotta have a conversation.
in the box.
Nobody wants the college boy.
I mean,
He's sitting over there in the corner.
Yeah. The one thing is the Big Ten has a problem, man. As far as college basketball goes, they have a lot of great programs. We got embarrassed in the tournament this year. There is no other way to say it. We got embarrassed. I mean, not one Final Four team. Now, granted, the four teams that made it to the Final Four are perhaps the four best programs in college basketball: Duke, North Carolina, Villanova, and Kansas. I mean, those are literally the powerhouses, right? Like those are if I were to argue like the core four right now, it would probably be those four programs. But I mean, the amount of Sweet 16 appearances Michigan's made. Like Coach Tom Izzo, the Purdue Boilermakers. There's too much talent in this freaking Big Ten to not make it to the Final Four and also not get a national championship of late.
We haven't had a national championship since 2000. Go green.
But you know what, Sean? You know, when you think about it, though, when you look at basketball, we are the deepest conference, though.
We are, but the thing is, like, we are the deepest conference. I agree with that. But that's got to show in March, and it didn't.
Yeah,
but
that's
you
the problem.
Think, though. But look at it, though. You got to also think about it, though. Look at all the wear and tear, though.
Well,
think about that.
Every other program's dealing with wear and tear. What team isn't dealing with wear and tear going into March?
Gonzaga. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Gonzaga just played a high school team down here in Albuquerque. You know what I'm saying? That Holmgren had 30 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Oh, #1 draft pick. You know.
Hey, Holmgren's great. He's going to be a hell of a player in the league. I stand by that.
Don't tell Big A that.
What do you got against Chet Holmgren?
He goes to
Gonzaga. He goes to Gonzaga. That's what he got. Anybody that goes to Gonzaga.
He hates Gonzaga. He doesn't like the fact that Chet is 97 pounds. He don't like that either.
Yeah, you can I tell this man? Can I explain?
Go
this,
ahead,
right?
go ahead. Here we go. Get the pillow,
So
get the
listen,
couch.
so listen. Gonzaga, until they play in a worthy conference, they are a bunch of what I want to say, a bunch of just like we sitting here just playing nothing teams.
The AAU team, huh?
There you go. There, AAU. You know what? Let's take it like this. You know, that'd be like DePore's going to play city teams. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
You
right.
know, they sitting up here, they getting these 5 stars, and they go to the league, and they be, I'm not even gonna say they be trash. They be the garbage can juice, man. You know, just the oversaturation of your trash sitting there all week, and that juice that just come out of the bottom of it.
I mean, we were making fun of him earlier. Domantas Sabonis is a pretty good NBA player, is he not? Where'd he play?
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. Also, Adam Morrison, Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah, Kelly Olynyk, serviceable.
Yeah,
like, he's
what's the
fine.
problem
Like,
with Kelly Olynyk?
like he does what he's expected of. And like in Chet Holmgren, the other thing with it too, I get he looks like a Gonzaga player. I get you get that stigma when you wear the jersey, but I'm telling you, man, if you really think Chet Holmgren, with all of his talent, with everything he can do, if weight is the issue, if him being skinny is the problem, and if that's the reason why you don't think that Chet Holmgren's going to be a good NBA player, I just don't know what to say, because we have too many players. There's too many samples we can go to of skinny guys that have played well in the NBA.
So Shine, is Chet your number 1 guy?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Hey,
Who's your number 1, Mike?
Gonzaga
my
had
number 1
Dan
right
Dick Owl.
Paolo.
Me too.
I like Paolo.
Oh, you like Paolo. Paolo's your number 1. Me and Big A is it's Jabari, and Rise is Jabari. With Willie is Cockburn.
Does he like need ointment or something? Oh, the player.
He does need. Please, Mike.
A lot of Cockburn.
Please, Mike, don't get me started on Kofi.
Listen, guys.
Please,
Listen.
Mike. Oh my God.
Listen. Understand. We've been talking about how we need a big down in the middle, and what better big to roll off of George Blaha's tongue than Kofi Cockburn.
It's about to get real X-rated in here.
Are we really drafting a guy because of how well George Blaha can say his name?
Yes. Can you imagine, no Sean?
Willie watches Cockburn play with no shirt on.
Count that baby in the foul. Cockburn.
What is wrong with
Atomic Jam?
Mike,
You ready to
I
throw
blame you,
away.
Mike. I blame you, Mike.
Count that cock in a foul, boy.
Burn that cock in a foul.
You ready to throw away 1 year of the restoration?
But see, this my thing. This my thing, though, Sean. Like seriously, with Chet, right?
Yeah.
My thing is, for what we need, Chet just doesn't do it for me. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, I want us to be able to move Stu from that 5 to that 4, and we can. Even though my number 1 guy is Jabari, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, we can address that big within free agent. But even if you know, say we can't get Jabari or Banchero, my next guy is Durant. That's who my next guy is.
Well, but you can't knock Chet because he can't play the 5, and then go, but I want the guy who also can't play the 5. Like that's it's
yeah, because Jabari ain't a 5.
Yeah, it's
no.
literally
What
literally
I'm saying with Jabari is his upside to what he's gonna add to the Pistons. To me, I think Jabari, like Rise was saying earlier, what Jabari is gonna what he's gonna be once he's 2-3 years down in this game, it's gonna be insane.
But the argument about Chet, though, is he might have the highest ceiling in the class as far as the things that he can do now and the things that he can add to his game. I think Jabari is a great player. Don't get me wrong. I love Jabari. But if we're going off of ceiling, Chet, his ball handling, his ability to play in the perimeter, his shot blocking, his field goal percentage, his efficiency, like everything that Chet brings to the table. It's a worthy pick and roll partner and a good Robin to Cade. I think both.
Let me ask you this.
Yep.
Where was all of that when he was going against athletic bigs?
He still played a really good game.
No,
Like
didn't.
you
No,
know how many
didn't.
blocks he got in the first 2 games of March Madness combined?
Who they play?
They made
It's
the
March Madness.
tournament.
He played a 6'8" center. Yeah,
He played a
did.
6'8" center. Yeah,
But
that's
that's the thing.
He still played
That-
fine against Memphis. Like people
Right.
act like he had this terrible game. He didn't.
And those foul calls in that Memphis game was horrible. But I would say this: the thing is this, y'all speaking on the defensive end, we're talking about the offensive attributes that this man can bring. That is going to be a nightmare for players.
What the hell you mean, y'all? I ain't said nothing about Chet.
Me neither. I didn't say anything about Chet.
Yep.
The reason I said Jabari Smith was my pick was
Chet.
because the immediate impact that he can make, and me seeing how he
Let me
will
see
be
this.
10 years down the road.
Let me say this. You know, everybody in the comments, clean your ears. Are good. My stance on Chet, I would have no problem with taking Chet simply because Chet is not going against Joel Embiid.
Mhm.
Chet is not going against Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going against
Nope.
Anthony Davis.
Mhm.
You understand? He will come here and be a piece to what the Pistons are trying to do. We're going into free agency for that guy. We're not going into this draft for that guy. That's just not
Nope.
what's going to happen. So Chet offensively in a pick and roll with Cade Cunningham, it's a
Yeah.
nightmare. It's a
Yeah,
fucking nightmare.
And he's going to be guarded
Mhm.
by the likes of guys like Jay Crowder. You know, fours that are really threes, because that's what the modern four is now. Like Chet,
Yep.
his offensive side, like he has the most upside to me, but I'm just saying for the Pistons at this moment right now, I just believe that Jabari Smith will be the best pick. If I had the
I was either like I said, we said this, talked about this earlier. Any one of those guys is going to be a good fit because none of them guys are
Yeah.
being brought in to be the guy.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. They're all worth.
There's nobody I hate.
And I can make an argument for any of those like top 4, top 5. Like I really
Yeah.
can. I think they're all great. It to me,
Yep.
when my problem is when people just say Chet's gonna be trash or that he's not gonna
I'm
be a
not
good NBA
saying that.
player. No, and I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are. I just say I see it in the comments all the time. I just hear that he's skinny. He's skinny. It's a trap, man. We
Mhm.
fall in this trap every year. We said
So
it
let
about
me
Evan
ask y'all.
Mobley. What's that?
What position does Chet play in the league?
He's a 4. But the other thing is the other thing is that basketball is becoming increasingly positionless. And that's the thing you want to look at with this Detroit lineup is how much versatility we're adding, how many different guys that we're adding, how many tall guards we have that can move the ball and do things. And also look at guys like Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Livers. It allows us to play versatile
And
and not have to worry about what,
And exactly
what position they have.
to speak to that, on those nights where we play those teams that got, you know, those big guys, we'll have those big guys to throw at those dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Chet doesn't have to go up against these guys consistently.
Nope.
I'm gonna say this, and I said this once before. I wouldn't see a problem drafting Chet. I don't understand why people had a problem with drafting Chet when we was excited to get Bol.
Well, again,
What, you talking about the other unicorn?
Well, again, I think the thing with that though is Bull was going to be free. Like we were literally
Right.
giving up
I was
Rodney
about to say
Magruder and
Yeah,
like
You
a
ain't wasting
distant,
no lottery pick on
like
him.
distant future.
But it
second-round
wouldn't be
pick.
a waste though. That's what I'm saying. But it's still that caliber of a guy that we was willing to get in. So if we're willing to get a guy, and then Chet's upside is much more than what Bowles was.
Well, it's
I wasn't seeing that
course,
being.
yeah.
I don't see that being a waste. That's not a wasted pick. You know, when we were going to get a guy like him,
Yeah.
you know, practically for free almost, but he had injury issues. But you got a guy that's an upgrade from Bobo, that's
Well,
younger.
I think it's about what you're investing, right? Because like
Yeah.
you're much more willing to buy a starter home for like $20 than you are 200,000, right?
Yeah.
And the price of what the
Yep.
Pistons were to give up to get Bull was just objectively way lower than what it would have to be to get Chet Holmgren.
Absolutely.
But comparing him to Bull is a disservice to Chet Holmgren because Bull
Yep.
doesn't have the all around skill that Chet Holmgren has.
But that's what I mean. I wouldn't. But the way that Ball was going to be coming in, how he was going to be playing, and the position he was going to be was similar to what Chet is. But Chet is a much better player.
Chet is going to be our new age Bill Laimbeer. You mark it down.
But you're missing a point, though.
Sean.
I mean, yeah, like you said, saying what Bo, you was basically getting him for free. And I mean, if his injury wasn't what it was, you'd have been like, okay, let's see how it goes. And then if it doesn't work out, you don't lose nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But what are we losing by draft? What will we lose by drafting Chet? I mean,
don't get me wrong. If any lottery pick that don't pan out, whether it's Chet, whoever you draft, Anthony Bennett, you lose out on the lottery pick. Like, come on.
Owen 16 asks, "Are y'all going to opening day?" I will be at opening day.
I am going to be there as well.
Heck yeah!
But
Mike,
I'm outside
day downtown.
Yeah.
I'm
so
outside.
What I was saying was, I think you really hit it on the head, Sean. With this is the NBA being increasingly positionless, right? So the Pistons aren't making a team. You know, back in the day, you'd have to make a team. Say you're in the East in early 2010s. You got to get a team to beat LeBron. You got to get a team before that. You got to get a team to beat Jordan. You got to get a team to beat Kobe. The way the league is, of course, they're superstars. But look at all these teams, like the Bucks, for example. They built around Giannis and all that. But they don't have a team that's set out to beat anyone. They're like, we have a team that's so versatile, that's so lanky, that has so many people who can do so much. We can beat anyone.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We are in a very great spot with that to not have to focus on one player and just focus on rounding out a team and making them
bingo.
Swiss Army knife.
Sounds like Piston basketball.
This is how the NBA evolved over the past 5 years. It started with the movement of small ball, right?
Yep.
Why did we go small? Because the 3-point shot became the most valuable thing. So what changed? What changed? 7-footers started shooting threes, right?
Yep.
So now we're still playing that same type of small ball. We're still playing that same type of pace. You know what the difference is? The guys that are doing it now are 6'11" and 7 feet tall. That's the difference.
Think about
and what does Chet shoot from three?
He was a 40% 3-point shooter in college. He's the only player in NCAA history to go 70% within the paint, shoot 50% from the field, and 40% from three. Let me repeat that. The only player in NCAA history. But he's bad. But he's gonna suck. He's gonna be a buff.
But Adam Morrison 15 years ago. There's no mullet. I'm not worried.
So let me ask you this. So you try to say because of what you do in college is going to necessarily translate to the NBA? Because we can go down a long list of people.
It doesn't.
Hold on. No. You have, I mean, look at Duke. I don't know if you remember Trajan Langdon, the Alaskan assassin. That dude couldn't miss that dude. He got in the league. He couldn't even hit this dang on square in the middle of the backboard.
Kyle Singler.
I mean, Jimmer Fredette. Dude, listen, I got to see a game from Jimmer Fredette when he came down here playing the Lobos because everybody was all crazy. I'm not even going to lie to you. The dude was shooting 3 steps past half court, all net. What did he do when he got to the league? Nothing.
It's just the thing of, it's just, and I understand that it doesn't always translate, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's going to translate and that he's going to do that. But the point is, he is a highly skilled basketball player, and that translates.
So was Anthony Bennett too, and he went number 1 overall.
Nobody
knew he was. Nobody knew who he was.
Who the hell was Anthony? I still don't. I cannot.
Who?
I've seen.
Who y'all talking about?
Anthony Bennett
that played for you.
Who the fuck is that?
Right.
I didn't know who he was even before they drafted him. So that was just the fact that he went number 1. That was a bad draft class.
I think Matt Patricia picked him, man. That's that Jelani Tavai pick right there.
Yeah. No one else sees what we see. That's why there's an undrafted grade on him.
Right.
I think what Sean's saying though is you can look at obviously history and learn, but with the Adam Morrisons and the Jimmer Fredettes, there was always that red flag of his game works in college. I always go back to Johnny Manziel. People are like, Johnny Manziel could be so good in the NFL. You looked at his tape and you're like, okay, he's very talented, but he doesn't make a secondary read. He runs around 800 times before making a throw. You can't do that.
Oh God!
Receivers in the league hate that.
Oh God! That sounds familiar, doesn't it, Willie?
Look, King, I was just about to say.
That sounds.
What have I done?
He can't.
You
He can't progress through his reads. He just runs all the time. Doesn't that sound familiar, Willie?
No.
Jared
Yo,
Goff?
shut up.
No. But you gotta understand the scheme that he was brought. Johnny Manziel was drafted by Cleveland, man. Come on now. He was drafted by Cleveland.
I know.
So you can't say, well, that remind you of, and a lot of those guys that
But Malik Willis is about to get drafted by the Lions, according to you.
But
just saying.
They didn't know how to back when Johnny Manziel got drafted, they didn't know how to offensively scheme around his talent. But when you got the Mahomes and you got the Jacksons, that's changing the perspective of how you need to coach these players that's like that. Malik Willis wouldn't be a problem if you coach her, just like how you say developing players, King. Shouldn't we? Don't he need to get developed?
We still developing Okuda. Anyway, listen, I don't want us to talk about those loins right now.
No.
Let's keep it basketball right now.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. I had to use the analogy. I didn't mean to trigger the
Great analogy. Great analogy. It just brought back some shell shock of arguments with Willie about Malik Willis.
I'm just saying.
Oh God.
Here's my ultimate point, and we can move on to something else if we want to, because I think the Chet thing at a certain point it is just the same conversation. But here's what I will say. I would bet my life savings that he's not going to be an NBA bust. Now, granted, it helps when you don't have a savings account with anything in it. But still, but in all seriousness, guys, he has the intangibles to be a damn good player someday, man. And to me, I just don't. For me personally, if the biggest criticism that a player has is he's skinny, I'm good with that. Now, I know it's not what you're saying. I know that's not like your biggest thing. I know that is a worry, and I get it. It's fair. He needs to bulk up. 100%, he's got to bulk up.
And he's something that we haven't had. He's somebody that's unusual. Like the Jabaris and the Palos, we've seen those type of guys before. It'd be the breath of fresh air to get somebody that's a little unorthodox than what we used to seeing around here. To be honest with you, we haven't seen nobody like a Chet in the city, and I don't know how
we got Kelly Olynyk.
I think it's about draft him, and you got to know how to bottle it up. So the reason we've never seen a Chet, you got to have a plan for a player that you've never worked with before, and it's all about where he goes. I think the Pistons would have that plan, just given how they've done with, Troy Weaver's a very limited, I guess you could say, thing with draft picks so far. We would be a good team, and just so y'all know, the average Coney dog has around 800 calories. So local fare would be very convenient for Chet.
But see, this was the
imagine Chet going to Coney Islands up here, boy. Ooh, we ain't got no problem with no weight with him.
On a napkin.
But see, this is the other part where I like to also say, right, like, because you also got to look at what a person is going to do, right? Because another thing I like to also look at these players is like, okay, how they translate from high school to college, and then from college to the NBA as far as body-wise. That's why, like, a person like me, like, when you have a guy like Ben Simmons, I don't give him no slack whatsoever. Like, dude, you look the same from high school to college to the NBA. And what that's telling me is you're not in the gym at all trying to refine your body. Then you take a guy like Giannis, come in a beanpole and look at how he look now. Totally different. So
Kevin
that's
Durant.
another part. Huh?
Kevin Durant. They were saying the same thing about Kevin Durant. He could
Kevin
barely
Durant
live. He ain't out there in the gym pumping iron. They were saying the same thing.
But Kevin Durant plays a different type of game, though.
And so do Chet. Chet doesn't play. He doesn't play in the post. He doesn't post nobody. He plays a different style of game.
You're right.
Yes, Chet does out there crossing people. Chet can bring the ball up. That's what makes him unique. That's what we're trying to say.
Can bring the ball up too.
Exactly, and we were okay.
Hey! You know who else can bring the ball up? Kelly Olynyk.
He sure can. He sure can. A great right hook.
Yeah.
Got him there. Got him there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, who was
I forgot King is on Kelly Olynyk is on King's hit list.
Also, Josh Smith, Drummond, they brought the ball up the court too. Not a good point.
Yeah, like
all right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you guys next. No.
But I was just saying, not bringing the ball up and being a ball handler, that's different. And I'm not comparing his game to a Durant, but I'm just saying, as far as like people trying to make the comparison about his size, and they're saying that he's not in the gym, they were saying that same thing about Durant. And you can see that his size didn't play a factor into his game because they had to work around his game and not what was going up against Durant. Same thing can be with Chet. You got to match up against him, not him matching up against you.
Hey, listen,
my goodness! Look,
Durant was putting up 50s and 60s in college, bro.
We're not talking about the game. I'm talking about what they were saying about him. His game is unique. It's unique.
This is fan in Indy. You tagged me on Twitter. You take that picture and you burn it. Do you understand me? You burn it.
Hey, Pistons fan in Indy, I love you, man. You frame that picture.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Autograph?
Yeah, that's my guy. Well, like I said, go ahead, Mike.
Hey, who was in OKC Durant's first couple years though? Familiar face, Troy Weaver.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Almost
Very true.
Troy we trust, right?
So let me ask you this though. So we keep bringing up the Durant thing. So are we saying that Chet is going to be as ready to go as Durant was?
No.
Nobody said that.
No.
We're just saying that people put too much. We're saying people put too much weight on the weight.
That's the thing.
And being in the gym and bulking up. Well, what I'm saying, the style of the style of play of Chet doesn't equate for him to have to do that.
And you want to know why I'm so adamant about this? Because, and I saw someone say earlier, Sean just likes to talk. Like, here's the thing. Like, I will admit when I'm wrong. Because here, I'm gonna do this right now. Evan Mobley, I thought he was going to be a bust because he was skinny. Evan Mobley is not a bust.
Good at basketball.
He is probably,
but he has the counterparts.
Thank you.
And we don't.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Here's the thing. He's not expected to play the 5. He's not expected.
That's the thing.
Like, there's things that we can go in and do it. But again, that's the argument, though.
That's the argument, right?
If you are expecting Chet to be a 5, then with all due respect, you're a moron. Because he's not gonna play the 5.
And Sean,
not.
And Sean, I don't mean to cut you off, but even in this aspect that we comparing them to Evan Mobley a little bit. When Jared Allen went out, their actual center, he struggled. Like, even playing the primary center role. So with that being said, like, they ain't like Evan Mobley or some Hercules or something, like, no.
But he's still a rookie.
Yeah.
and he's also a center.
Yes.
And he's a center. Chet is not that. And he, like you guys said about role players, like how not role players, but how Mobley got players around him. I'm sorry, a Cade, a Jeremy Grant, a Sadiq Bey.
I think what they mean. I don't think they mean players around him. I think they mean big men around him because they have.
Well, that's where the free agency come in at.
Yeah.
Right.
It ain't even that though. What made it easy for Mobley is that they already had a hierarchy set up.
Exactly.
In Cleveland. Like, you already knew who the guy was. You already knew who was going to be helping him, in the paint defensively. Like, okay, Evan Mobley's counterpart down there in the paint is Jared Allen. Literally one of the best defensive centers in the league. Cade's counterpart is Corey Joseph in the starting lineup. Defended that's the whole point. And so with Chet, he's going to come in not as the number one guy, not even the number two guy,
not even the number three
offensively out the gate, because we still have Sadiq, but he's going to be able to nurture and grow into who he's supposed to be naturally, not being forced to do anything that he can't do.
I think any of the guys in the top four are could be great fits for this team.
Yeah.
My one thing, the reason why I have my current order, if as of today, it would be I would go Chet 1, I would go Jabari 2. The reason why I have Paulo at 3 is because I question whether he shows up every night on the defensive end. I mean, here's the thing. We saw Paulo, he played some pretty incredible basketball in March. I said this to you, King, like last time I was on here. What the hell did Paulo do before March?
Right.
That's
right.
and you know, like and it's one of those things where I'm not making any like accusations. I'm not saying he doesn't show, like I'm not saying he definitively just doesn't show up every night. Those are just my concerns if whether or not he shows up every night. Now, people said that about Cade too, which is Barnacles. But
I was just about to say the Cade narrative was totally different.
Yeah.
Cade's not he's not athletic. He's not this. He's not that. It was
literally once he got drafted to Detroit, like Stephen A. Smith was like, "Well, here's what I heard about Cade. He's not always trying." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, now these are coming out."
Literally, Cade's only knock out of college was that he might have trouble finishing in the lane, and now all we are
seeing was completely wrong.
Is finish in the lane, like literally every single time, no fouls, getting no fouls, but consistently getting 30 points and like 20 or 25% of those points being in the lane. Like it's crazy.
Right.
They forgot who his brother was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
They forgot who's training him. Yeah, you know, Ashton is training, but also Cannon is too.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, a lot of those post moves that you've seen, they come from Cannon.
Yeah. The fact, and people don't get how much of a luxury it is to have a point guard that can put the matchup in a post and just, if you don't send help, it's automatic 2 points. Mm-hmm. Automatic. Like that's what Luka does. That's what you don't see that from many players.
Yeah. I always love watching Cade and seeing the guy he's matched up defensively forget how tall he is. Yeah, that's one of my favorite aspects about Cade's game is he'll make dudes forget how long he is and steal it so easy.
Yeah. You know, another thing with Cade is he's always bringing out something new. It's always something new coming out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, he had that in his repertoire.
Yep. He's got a deep bag.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, you know, I know you guys are Pistons fans, but we're getting ready to kick off another segment because we're going to 2 hours and 30 minutes. We got to talk about the spring game up here at Michigan. Just got to get to it. So if you stay, you stay. It's fine. But if you don't, you don't. We get it, man. We appreciate you guys for being in here. But we got to switch the narrative. We got another fan base to feed. I
didn't see the game, so I don't think I'll be able to. I'm a Michigan fan. I'm a Michigan game. I'm a Michigan fan.
Michigan fan.
Yeah, I'm a Michigan fan. I love their Bill No there. So if you guys are going to talk about the Michigan game, I think I'm going to focus on getting some stuff ready. But hey, y'all have a good night. Thanks for letting me in. And appreciate everybody. From Half Court is a Twitter now, by the way. FH Court Pod on Twitter. Go follow it.
All right.
Absolutely.
Hey, I would thank you guys again for letting me on. I don't know why you keep letting me on, Marcus. Really appreciate you.
That dude, man. All right, man.
Indeed. Hey, leave a comment if you guys was at the spring game, because you know Big Willie Styles was in the building. It was cold. And it was fun.
Very cold.
And it was fun. Got to see, you know, some things, you know, see how the team was looking. Got to see Sam Restill play both sides of the ball. You know, of course, he's transitioning over to defense now. Didn't get to see McCarthy. He was there. He did dress, but he didn't throw. Of course, you all know that he's hurting right now, but he did participate some in the spring game. He was, you know, placeholder for the kicks. Atmosphere was great. You know, the atmosphere there was great. Just wish it was a little warmer. But you know, we got to see some of the future. One guy that it's a few guys that stood out that I noticed during the game.
Freshman receiver
Clemens. That he's definitely he's going to work his way into that deep wide receiver roster that we have.
Yeah.
Morris on defense looking good.
Defense, yeah.
Also, Sarah still looked good playing defense too. He had some great coverage moments out there as well. Quarterback, we got a kid named Warren that was out there playing. That looked pretty good playing out there. Of course, McNamara. They had McNamara actually playing both teams. He was playing on both teams Saturday. So it was definitely a great experience. Now, also, I know we got to dive into this one.
Got to get it over with. So let's just make it clear we're getting ready to talk about a personality that some people just don't like. If you are one of those truck drivers that wear sunglasses, you might not like it. We got to talk about Colin Kaepernick. He was a big story at the halftime show. He put on a performance. He was throwing the hell out of the ball, I heard. So tell us about it, Willie. You got to see it in person.
Yeah, I sat in the end zone, watched him throw. Especially in that, you want to see him in that type of condition because he was in a cold environment. Arm strength still looks uncanny. He has the arm strength. It was only a few times where he made it like sailed it just a little bit, but the way he was out there throwing, honestly, I wouldn't see why you wouldn't want to have that type of caliber quarterback on your team with that type of arm that he's still showing, at least as a backup role.
Is he better than Tim Boyle?
Who is Tim Boyle?
Oh yeah, that's right. The Lions gave him some money.
He's better. Honestly, he's better. I believe he's still better than a quarter of these starters is in the league right now. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you.
Yep. But you know what the scenario is.
It's the politics. Yeah, we know it's the politics. People are, they say they forgive, but they don't forget. Exactly. And then I think what it is, it's politics in regards to signing him because they're going to feel he's going to be a distraction because everything, no matter what's going to happen, they're going to venture off on to what is Colin Kaepernick doing, and it's going to take away from whatever team that he's playing on. But he put up a good show. The spring game was great. Like I said, if any of you guys was there, leave a comment below to see that you guys checked it out. It was definitely fun to watch. That was actually my first spring game. Me and my son, brought my son with me, and we definitely enjoyed ourselves. I did dip out a little bit early. I think after the third quarter I left because I wanted to beat the traffic, of course. But I think I seen enough of what I wanted to see. I saw how big Johnson was, our wide receiver. He's a big guy. And Mozzie Smith, I didn't know he was that big either. Defensive tackle for that we have on there. It was just fun to be able to see those guys out there in the atmosphere.
Corner Willie Johnson, corner.
And the rookie, the freshman Johnson. He's going to be as advertised. He has nice size, and the way he moves was definitely worth the watch. So I definitely will be looking forward to watching these guys over the summer and going into the fall. And like I said, I had a blast out there. I tried to go live, but either the signal was bad out there or they was jamming it up because I could not connect to save my life Saturday. But I believe because it's a spring game, it was limited, to who can go live, or they just didn't like me to want to go live. But I definitely wanted to go live for you guys, but the signal was just not working out for your boy.
Gotta give Verizon, man.
I even tried to connect it to their Wi-Fi. They said nah, not today.
Yeah, man. So like I said, when you're looking at the situation with Michigan, I'm glad we just went ahead and got that out the way, man. Because whether how we feel about it or not, man, people just don't want to hear. We know very well where we live at as far as a country. So we know the history. We know the type of people that's out there. And obviously, the point that he was trying to get across still doesn't really register in a lot of people's minds. So, you know, like I said, with this, with Harbaugh inviting him, I thought it was, you know, really a good thing from Harbaugh to do. Obviously,
it speaks on not only to, you know, Harbaugh, but it also creates an atmosphere for recruits to come in to see that. Listen, I'm gonna ride with you and stick with you as long as, you know, I can. You know, he drafted Colin Kaepernick. You know, when he left, you know, basically, I believe if Harbaugh was still in San Francisco, Kaepernick would still be in San Francisco.
Yeah, man,
You know,
that type of relationship.
But it was definitely a good showing, good fun showing. I'm glad I was able to get out there and, you know, witness some of the fresh faces as well as some of the skill guys that we had. And, you know, the running backs looked good. You know, Edwards had a great pass. We had a guy that played on defense, Mullings. He was out there on offense running the ball. He looked great. He looked like he was going to be that bruiser type back. Him and Dunlap. They looked good out there as well. And, you know, it was just, like I said, it was a fun atmosphere. Definitely looking forward to, you know, what future in stores for Michigan. I think we're going to have an exciting offense this year. This upcoming season for sure.
You know, one thing I wanted to piggyback on, I know a lot of people was worried, like, dang, we lost Aiden Hutchinson, we lost Ajabo, we also lost Chris Hidden. And the good thing I saw within the spring game is going to be sacks by committee, not just two guys. You know what I'm saying? So we might not have a guy that got 13 and another guy that got 15. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, we're going to be good there. It's going to be a good rotation of guys, and that's what I like to see.
Right. And to answer that question, what, you know, Chuck was saying, I believe they are out of all the positions, they probably is the biggest question, because with what we lost up front, not only with Hutchinson and Ojabo, we also lost Hinton too. So that definitely going to be the biggest question mark out of all the positions. Offensive wise, the line, of course, they're going to be deep and strong. We got a deep wide receiver core. We got some good running backs. We already know what our quarterback position is. Linebackers is going to be new, but they're experienced. So out of all of the positions, I had to agree with you, Chuck. Defensive line is probably the most one that we have the biggest question mark about us. Who's going to step up? Who's going to step in? Secondary, there's some question on that, but not as much, I believe, as the defensive line would be.
Yeah, and like I said, the only reason why the defensive line is that is because you literally lost two superstars.
Indeed.
When you look at it, a lot of the guys that's here, I mean, and let's not forget the guys that we brought in. Mason Graham, Derek Moore, you know, those guys looked good too, man. So like I said, it's gonna be by committee this year. But I think we're gonna be good. And like I say, if you're gonna question something, of course it would be the defensive line, because I mean you got two guys that's going in the first round.
Indeed.
But that offensive line, oh my goodness, man. That center, Olu,
most
definitely
definitely
be nice, man.
Most definitely. So definitely something we look forward to.
Yeah, we're gonna be nice, man. I think, you know.
Nomus, what's up, man? You sitting there a little too quiet, bro.
Yeah, I didn't want to be rude and over talk nobody. How everybody doing, man?
Mm-hmm. All right, what's up, bro?
I'm cool. I guess y'all sort of already took the question out of my hand. I was concerned about like what kind of direction the team will be going forward now in the future. Now that we lost some firepower on that defense, because you know when offensively we did have a little bit of trouble this past year. You know, defense was the one kind of stopping people in the mud hole, and I'm a little concerned if it's going to cause Michigan to be a little bit more one-dimensional. Now, offense, despite how good the old line is, like that's my concern. And you know, when you one-dimensional like that, you know, Michigan did used to have some problems, but you can also argue we was one-dimensional with Don Brown as our defensive coordinator too, but that's no longer the same case. So I'm just a little concerned. Like, y'all think that could cause us to be one-dimensional?
Hey, no,
that we lost a lot
one thing I want to let you know, Don Brown's name is not to be spoken upon this podcast. Okay.
That's Willie's boy, man, Don Brown.
Uh-oh.
No, the thing about it, Norman, is like I say, yeah, with the defense, I know people was worried as far as the defensive line. And like I said, we lost 2 first-round picks. But like I said, that's going to come by committee this year. And then even with the offensive line, yes, we lost for starters, but shoot, we got the backup. What was he? Second finalist for the best center in the country in the world, award with Olu. So the offensive line is going to be even nastier this year. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be able to do whatever they want to do, on offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And we definitely gonna see. Like I said, it's something we're gonna definitely be looking forward to. But like I said, with the spring game, like I said, really you wanted to get a glimpse at some of the new guys that was coming in, and they definitely showcased their talent. So definitely something that we're gonna be looking forward to watch in the fall. So yeah, I see big things popping for Michigan, man. And like I said, I think last year we leaned on the defense a lot, which because we had some studs on that end, but I believe offense this year is going to be where the firepower is going to come from. So definitely look forward to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Indeed. We got to make a pick. National championship. Kansas, North Carolina. Who you got?
Oh man, come on! You hit me with this right now.
Is this Kansas' first time basically in a long time, huh?
When's the last time Kansas? I have to look that up and see. I think it's been. I had to see, but I'm gonna have to roll with Kansas on this one.
I was thinking Kansas, man. I'm going with North Carolina.
Is everybody healthy?
On both teams?
I don't know. Like I said, he came back and played, so I don't know, man. I need to look that up.
Well, one of the North Carolina players was limping off this past weekend, but I think he might be a game time decision, but I'm gonna go with Kansas on this one.
I'm gonna go with Pete Pablo.
North Carolina.
Take your shirt off.
Speaking of, we got to talk about this, man. Speaking of collegiate sports and football per se, the video circulating from the Oregon's Pro Day. Brad Holmes, Chris Spielman chopping it up with your boy Kayvon Thibodeau like they just known each other for years. The Lions being one of the only 2 teams to send out 7 associates to this Pro Day. Is Kayvon Thibodeau? I think it was the Giants. So is Kayvon Thibodeau? Is he the backup plan if the Jags go Aiden Hutchinson?
Yep.
Or is he just the number 1 period? Because like I said, we're talking about Brad Holmes here. And Brad Holmes, when he wants somebody, that's who he's going to get.
He's definitely an option. And to be quite frank, he was always an option. Let's not pretend like he wasn't, potentially the number 1 going into the season. So he's definitely an option. Now, is he what everybody option want to be at the number 2 pick? Some do, some don't. For me, I'm not going to, like I said, just like we trust in Troy Reaver, we're going to have to trust in Brad Holmes. If they did their homework enough and they feel like he's their guy at number 2, then y'all got to rock with him too.
I ain't trusting
my thing is whoever the Pistons is going to get at number 2.
The Lions.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm sorry. The Lions. The hot toddy's kicking in. Whoever the Lions pick at number 2, I'm rocking with it because I'm right now. I'm trusting Brad Holmes' decision making. I'm rocking whoever, whether it's Tim. If Hutchinson winds up being there, whether it's Thibodeau, whether it's Hamilton, whether it's Malik Willis, whether it's Walker, whoever the Lions get, because whoever is there is more likely going to be an upgrade than what we already have. We don't have a luxury right now.
Malik Willis
we don't have the luxury right now to be picky.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. We do not. What luxury? What have we done as a franchise to say, oh, we don't need him?
what up, 313 hit?
I'm not disagreeing on that part. Well, what I'm saying is this: like, okay, let's say if Aiden Hutchinson is picked off first, right? Does not mean Thibodeau is the best. Is he really the best pass rusher that's left at 2?
I got Walker over. I got Walker. In my opinion, I like Walker from Georgia. So,
well, did you see? Now it just further just irritates me. Did you see his post pro day press conferences?
Cool.
Thibodeau. Yeah, you should watch him.
Talking about showing his slunky in chest.
No, even just that, man. Just his responses to some of what they was hitting him with, bro. And like I said, there's no humility whatsoever there with the kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, yeah, I'm the best and everybody else is peasants. I get it, but you in the media, you know, show some humility, be professional. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing, King, he ain't never had to show no humility because he's been, you know, he was a 5-star in high school and this and that. So he feeling like he ain't got to show nothing.
Yeah, but at the same time, Deion Sanders was the same damn way.
Watch it. He ain't Deion Sanders, by the way, but watch it.
And there's plenty of other players that's been like that too. So I'm talking. We are the Lions. So beggars can't be choosers. Beggars can't be choosers at this point, guys. Bro. Beggars cannot be choosers. This whole
Kayvon Thibodeau.
He
ain't that.
We
guy.
don't know what he ain't yet, and because whatever he ain't, we don't have right now.
He ain't better than Aquara.
What if they only sent 7? What if they sent 7 people down there to make sure to see they can get a real good evaluation on them though, because of the.
What are you going to evaluate in a pro day? What are you really evaluating in a pro day for a defensive edge rusher?
The same thing you evaluate with every other top player.
True.
The only way that you evaluate an edge rusher that this specific position is watching tape. That is the only way. I mean, the combine numbers only can slightly elevate.
It's not just
the edge rusher we talking about though.
But see, you know the drills that they do for the edge rushers. If you
against dummies,
if you take the drills that they do, and then you align it up with the film, that's what they're looking at. What you're doing on the field and what you're doing in those drills, do they align? Because then you'll put what they're doing on the field. That's
the reason we passed up on Aaron Donald.
We passed because we're the Lions. That's why we passed up on Aaron Donald. That's why we passed up on Aaron Donald and got a tight end as opposed to Aaron Donald.
Willie, if they would have watched the fucking tape, they would have clearly known that you should have.
But they also said Aaron Donald was undersized for his position in the NFL.
The tape. If you watch the tape.
And if you watch the tape and you watch what he did on the combine, you would have think that the Lions would have picked them, but they didn't. They got 7 guys there to evaluate them for a reason. And like you said, y'all trusting Brad Holmes to evaluate How come you don't?
Because
we not trusting Brad. He didn't have a great draft last season.
He had an okay draft.
It's
season.
Okay now.
Listen. He did have an okay draft.
Okay draft
last season. I get it. That's fine. Penei Sewell was the right pick. He was the right pick. Levi, Alim McNeil, pretty good picks. I get it.
Jacobs.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Good pick.
Good pick. Jacobs was undrafted. He was undrafted. Who the fuck is Jefferson? You know who Jefferson is? You know who Jefferson is? Anybody remember that guy that we drafted? Jefferson?
So we got 5 out of the 6
No, we didn't get 5 out of 6.
You just
We
named
got,
5 guys, right?
Panay Sewell, Alim, Levi, which they weren't world beaters anyway, but they were
good.
okay.
Yeah, they were
They
good.
were pretty good. They were pretty okay. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But Panay Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown were the two that just was like, okay, yeah, wow, good picks.
And then my thing is,
it's just like, okay,
Panay was a safe pick, man.
That's what I'm saying. Panay was just obvious.
Yeah, you can give him credit for Amon-Ra, but like, yeah, you can't give him no credit. That's like giving the Lions credit when they drafted Calvin Johnson. Come on, man, or Ndamukong Suh. You don't give them credit for that. That's what they do in those later rounds, man.
Right, and then we got, like I said, we got draft capital this year and next year, so it's a lot of factors going in. That's why I say I'm not pressed whether they do or don't know, because like all the picks that, I mean, not all the picks, but the picks that we do have can't be no worse than what we got here already.
Trust me, in no way, shape, or form am I saying I'm against Brad Holmes. I'm saying I don't trust him yet. This draft, I've been saying over and over and over, this draft is the draft that gives me my answer. I already said with Dan Campbell, I gave him his opportunity. I approve Dan Campbell and his staff that he's picked. I'm done with that.
But
this draft right here is the draft.
Is it the draft or is it that pick?
No, it's the draft.
Because a lot of people,
you had to me almost 3 first round picks.
Yeah,
to be honest,
right. So
if
we got
2 out of those 3 ain't it, then I'm be like, well, what the fuck is going on?
Right. So we basically got 3 first round draft picks and if 2 out of 3 pan out. So if the guy at number 2 don't pan out, but them 2 at the end do. Isn't that kind of like a Pistons situation that we in right now?
I knew you was about to say that.
Oh,
but
God,
this is what I want to say to you. This is what I want to say to you.
I don't want to hear what you got to say to me.
When you go to talk about Thibodeau, right, and you talk about his combine, right, his combine most definitely equates to his tape. He plays a half and he takes off the rest. Drop the mic.
You ain't have to do that, man. You did not have to do that.
No, that's
but see and that's why I have to defer with you two guys, because this is what y'all do. Because when y'all have y'all pick, y'all sit there and nitpick on everything that somebody's not, as opposed to what they are. No, you know, because everything that y'all say, everything that you two are saying, everything that you, that's what I say I don't have a problem with it. He's not my first pick, but I wouldn't have a problem with them picking him because he has talent.
He does. But when you two, a lot of players have talent.
But when you two guys,
he's not even more talented than. He's not even more talented than Kim Iquanu.
But when you two guys get set in stone on somebody that y'all don't want, y'all harp on it. What?
No. If how many times have y'all talked to me at night and I said that I was sitting up there watching fucking film?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in those Patreons when I'm in there with Vachelon Barney and we watching Kayvon Thibodeau, we watching Aiden Hutchinson, we watching Trayvon Walker? No.
Mm-hmm.
So his
Watch
film
this
is
man on film. But I'm telling,
but thing is this though, if you're watching him on film and he's up there at the top of the draft, he's falling. He's falling. No, he's not falling.
Yes,
if you're in the top 10, you're not falling.
Yeah, okay.
You're not falling. You're not falling.
Listen, it's a difference between pay and when you.
And if you got King and Big A, if you got 7 scouts at your pro day from a team that got the number 2 pick,
bro,
chances are
the entire NFL was at the Malik Willis pro day.
And where is he? And where is he projected to go? Chances are, these guys know what they're evaluating, right? These are professionals, right? I guess King and Big A, y'all the king of breaking down tapes. Y'all the new Adam Schefters and Mel Kipers of the world right now. I'm assuming we got to go by what King and Big A evaluated on tape. Like the Lions are sending y'all film. Break down the film of this guy.
They need to, and we wouldn't.
The
have
Lions
drafted
ain't never
Giovanni
broke
Tavai.
down no film in the first
That's what they
goddamn
need to
place.
do. If they would
Because if they broke down film, we
we
wouldn't have drafted no fucking Jelani Tavai.
yeah, we wouldn't have drafted no Terrence Tabor over Jordan Lewis.
and
either.
that was what regime? Wasn't that a different
I'm just
regime?
saying.
Now, haven't we been talking about a change in the regime that we have right now? This ain't the old Lions. This drafts that we had before, like Brad Holmes did a great job of identifying talent.
But
So if he got a good job of identifying talent and drafting, who's to say that they haven't identified him as a need?
Joshua, you don't have to. We know already, bro. We get you, bro. We know already. I've already watched it. I know who this man is.
No, you don't.
He's about to come in here and be the best, the next guy on a long list of edge rushers that just ain't gonna fucking get it done.
And he already got his buffs. That's what Randy liked him the most about, because he looked good in his buffs.
I don't give a damn about buffs. That's King with the buffs, man.
Huh? What these? Oh man, I got these.
It don't matter. I'm not a buff guy. Y'all know I don't rock with the buffs. But what I'm saying is, if we're going to, I'm not saying he's my guy. Okay, that's what y'all confusing. I'm not saying he's my guy. What I'm saying is,
why do you like Walker?
I like Walker because of all the tangibles that he brings. Like watching him, what he did to Michigan in that championship game.
What's this not?
What is this not?
He played on the All-Star team.
I didn't knock him for that. Okay. And that's another thing. That's another reason why you need, and that's another reason why you need the combine, because like you said, he played on alongside Davis and them other studs at that Georgia had over there. So you need to see them outside of what they usually are. So yeah, he elevated himself to where I'm like, I can see that he has the size and the speed and the thing and the tools that can help. And what I'm saying is, I'm thinking from a line standpoint, not all these guys that we're talking about has a great chance to contribute to a team that we're not used to. Like I said, how can we be picky?
All talented. I will take fucking Karlaftis.
Yes, they're talented. They're talented. He's talented, guys. That's what I'm saying.
Karlaftis over Thibodeau too.
He's talented.
His tape
They're
was
all
much more impressive. Hamilton
is talented. These guys are all talented guys that we, to me, will be lucky to have. Whether they pan out or not.
No dang on Thibodeau.
Yes, we would. Yes, we would. Yes, we would. Yes, we would. We would be lucky to be able to draft or get to have talent on the Detroit Lions. Yes, the hell we would.
Well, listen, we're not lucky to draft any of these dudes. I like all of them. Ain't none of them fucking Nick Bosa, to be honest. And that's even talking about our own Michigan buddy.
Hey, Chase Young too.
Yeah, they ain't no damn Chase Young either. So, like I said, yeah, they all are talented.
Yeah. It's at a talent standpoint, yeah, we can use that. It's not like it can't be used. It's not like we got like you guys said.
But when it comes to Malik Willis, no.
Listen, I'm not opposed to that either. Now, but not at the second pick. I wouldn't rock with that. To be honest, I wouldn't rock with that at the second pick. If they traded the pick back and he was there, I would say okay, I'll take chances. But these guys got talent and they got upside. They got.
You was on that number 2 pick stuff for a while.
No, we was talking about that discussion in another chat, and the guys in that other chat, they was going in on that. Am I right, King? So man. So what I'm saying is, I'm going to trust whatever pick is there. I'm not going to be pissed out about it. I'm not going to throw a fit. I'm not going to be saying the Lions is going to be trash. Listen,
I'm not
because
like I said,
who's ever there is talented.
Yeah, it's evaluation for me. You making a pick, we're going to see what the pick that you made turns out to be. I'll judge later. Right now, you make the pick, fine. I'm not upset with it because obviously you see something that I don't. So I'm going to trust your pick. And like I said, I'm going to keep consistent with that. I'm going to give Brad Holmes his opportunity. This man, he lobbied for some guys over there with the Rams. It was hit and miss. He lobbied for those guys like Aaron Donald. He lobbied for that fucking Jared Goff too. So it's really yin and yang, when it comes to him. So I'm going to give him his opportunity. And like I said, I'm not going to say, if we get Kayvon Thibodeau, God, it's just flat out the wrong pick. I would say, me personally, though, after evaluating at least 4 edge rushers in Walker, Hutchinson, Karlaftis, and Kayvon Thibodeau, he was last.
Don't forget Jermaine Johnson, too. King.
Yes, and Jermaine Johnson. Yes. He was last. And then when you look at the competition of offensive linemen that they were going against, it's not even fucking close.
Not at all.
That's the difference.
We're going to see. And like I said, if
you check out,
it's not to admit because
Epiphany just hit him. He was like,
it's not to admit because I'm not saying he's the best player. I'm not saying that he's not going to be, but I'm saying we are the Lions, for God's sake. So whatever that he potentially brings is going to be productive. But we cannot say he's going to be a bust. Off of this man been playing at a high caliber for the last 2.5 years, and a couple of guys, he's going to have some down moments, and then as a rookie, as the players, they're going to have those down moments. But for the Lions' sake, you said that. You said the exact word I needed you to say. This is the thing. That man played at Oregon. We play in one of the toughest fucking divisions when it comes to offensive linemen. We have the NFC North when it comes to offensive linemen. Based on his size, and the only thing that he uses is one speed bull rush punch. I just don't know if Kayvon is NFC North ready. That is my only question and concern. After you do that punch and that speed rush, that speed bull rush, you got to have something else after that, especially going against Green Bay, especially going against the Vikings, especially going against these teams that we face here in our division. But they're all outside of the speed rush. You got to also look at it as coverage. That's also another thing they were looking at, not just not just at the end, but also what he got in coverage too.
He was horrid also in the run game. He was horrible, not just mediocre. He was terrible against the run. So, like I said, those are my concern. I'm not saying that Thibodeau is Thibodeau. I said Thibodeau. Good Lord. Thibodeau is a bad player. That is not what I'm saying. We are the Lions. We play in the NFC North. We have to pass rush Aaron Rodgers. We need somebody that has more. It's almost like that's the thing. And Jalen Green right now.
Well,
we need more than one trick pony right now.
But my thing is what I was saying is that's fine. But a lot of these things that you're talking about are things that if y'all see it, these evaluators are going to see it. These are things that are these are things that are coachable. But if you feel that that's your guy,
now given you're right on that.
You need to put that guy.
What he does have, you can't coach. He has a gifted talent that you cannot coach. He has some factors to his rush that you can't coach. He does. But then on the flip side, it's just like, man, shit.
But at this point, we all know it's going to be a chance that whoever we get at that number 2 pick.
It automatically is. Like I said, we ain't got no. I don't see these Hall of Famers in this draft.
I don't either. I don't either. Not yet. So, we don't know yet. So
that's why I said I wouldn't be upset.
And that's why I wouldn't be upset either. I'm not going to dismiss nobody and say that we don't need nobody when we can use every single draft pick in this draft. To be honest with you, from 1 to 10, and we had draft picks from 1 to 10. The Lions need them all, and let us figure out when they get here whether they're gonna work out or not. Bring them in, bring them in. Man, you listen, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime.
We put the link in here. You can come in here now.
Right.
Listen, understand this. If we get Thibodeau, I'm gonna be pissed.
Nobody care. Well, you in New Mexico. You stick to your New Mexico gualas over there. We don't care what you be peed off about.
Hey, you know what? And you're the one who been telling me these last couple drafts. Hey, Big A, you've been on point. You called this one. You called that one. Listen, Thibodeau is not the guy for. And then you got to remember this too, Big Willie. We know there's a difference from playing over there in Southern California and Oregon and all that, and coming to this Midwest in the wintertime. We know it's a difference. You got to remember that too, man.
Big Ten built. You got a Big Ten built guy. Hopefully, if he doesn't go number 2, do you even still take him as the Lions, man? Because they in love with this man, Kayvon Thibodeau.
And to be honest, I don't think they're in love. I don't think they're in love with him. But like I said, you gotta, if you're sending, like I said, if you're sending 7 guys to this man combine, for one, I think they're sending a message to the other teams. Like I said, this could be a smoke screen, at the same time too. But I think you really want to be sure. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's a surefire pick at the number 2. Even if Hutchinson was there, which I believe the Pistons would do. I mean, not the Pistons. The Lions would do better with Hutchinson. There's no guarantee that he's a surefire too.
Listen, I honestly think the Jags are idiots.
And I was going to say that too.
If you watch Akim Ekwonu, bro, dude,
I watched him. I
thought I was watching Panay Sewell all over again, bro. This dude mangles grown ass folks.
And you see how he was moving in the combine?
Yeah.
My Lord. My Lord.
Bro.
Him and Jordan Davis stole the whole combine show. Them two dudes right there.
But when you watch him on tape, it jumps out to you automatically that you can play him at tackle or guard. Mm-hmm. I would argue he'd probably be better at guard.
I mean, should we take him?
Should we take him? I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna be mad, bro. I've never had I had fun watching Panay Sewell, you know what I'm saying, last draft season. But bro, you get chills. You just get that when you watch him, bro. It's just like, dog, he just mangled this dude. You know what I'm saying? And
this is my only thing. Like, I wouldn't be mad if we'd have took him and we didn't have so much of a need on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Our bigger needs are.
But the one thing I wanted to go back to Aiden Hutchinson.
What if we trade that?
Okay, go ahead. One thing I wanted to go back with Aiden Hutchinson, right? And we talk about those intangibles or things you can't teach, right? And one of those things that Aiden Hutchinson has, Jacksonville drooling, which to me, they stupid. You should protect your quarterback. But Aiden has a motor, man. And it's like he just doesn't stop, man.
Listen, you ain't gotta convince us that. We already know that.
But see, you're right. But it's also a specific type of motor.
Yeah.
It's one that you just seen win a Super Bowl. His motor gets better as the game progresses.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
Yes. And I was just about to say that because I forget somebody was just talking about Aiden like that. And they were saying that it's like from start, he's already starting with a motor from the beginning of the game. And then it just increasingly goes up and more. So I just think, man, see.
So all that what you're saying is why wouldn't Jacksonville take that?
Because they have a franchise quarterback they need to protect. They gave up if not the most sacks last year outside of Cincinnati.
But Cincinnati still went to the Super Bowl though.
Yeah, but Jacksonville don't have everything that Cincinnati had too.
But if you're salivating over Hutchinson the way you're doing, you think like how they're thinking, why wouldn't they take 8-1?
Hey, you remember what happened the first year also with Cincinnati and their quarterback?
Yeah, but they still ain't fix it. They went and got their receiver and went to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
But this you got to think about this too though. how many chances do you also get to get a world-class receiver that already played with the college quarterback too?
I mean, with Aiden Hutchinson is a world-class defensive end, according to what you're saying. He has a great motor. He's probably the top one. Why wouldn't they take Aiden?
Because you have a franchise quarterback you need to protect.
But as good as Aiden is, I would argue that Kim is the same on the offensive line.
And that's what I'm saying. If this is the draft, if you're looking for a franchise lineman and you got a franchise quarterback, this is the draft to get him.
Yeah, but Aiden Hutchinson is Aiden Hutchinson, man.
Yeah.
You got
according to you, you making a bigger case to why they should draft Aiden Hutchinson. You just broke down Aiden Hutchinson. You just man crushed Aiden Hutchinson all the way up into the number 1 pick. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Oh my God. You see his motor in the 4th quarter. Oh my God. You got my nipples hard when you just talking about. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm going with that. Listen, he just made me moist about what you just said about Aiden Hutchinson, man.
Listen,
I'll be taking the number 1 based off of what you did.
Listen, if the Lions had a franchise quarterback, I wouldn't even think twice about drafting Aiden Hutchinson. You know how much I like Aiden Hutchinson. I would most definitely go get a Kim if I had a franchise quarterback.
So you need to be speaking down a little bit on Aiden Hutchinson so Jacksonville won't take him, because that's where he's going. That's where he's going.
No, you're not listening.
And you just made they pick. You know what? If Jacksonville listened to our podcast right now, they're like, you know what? Thanks, Big A.
Well,
no, I was doubting a little bit.
So listen, fellas. Let's talk about something. Another report that came out last week. Jacksonville is number 1.
Okay.
Not really a need for them to put smoke screens out there. The reports that was ringing out about Trayvon Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's any validity to that?
Him being number 1?
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Listen. For Big A's sake, I would say yeah. I would think they need to go with that. For Big A's sake, Big A, you need to be bigging up Walker like you just did Aiden Hutchinson.
Now look, Willie, the reason why I asked that is, should Trayvon Walker be on the Lions' radar a little bit more?
Hell yes.
Hell yes.
Hell yes. Y'all know I've been saying it.
Trayvon over Thibodeau all day long.
I've been saying it. Ever since I seen, listen, I know y'all guys don't read into the combine, but the what he was doing, and then when you go back and look at him on film, because a lot of times you see what they do in the combine, they're like, well, let me see how it transitions on the film. When you see what he do on the film, and I'm seeing like the size and the speed that he has, and I'm seeing that type of size and speed that we can use if Aiden Hutchinson is not there at that number 2 pick, would definitely fit more than Thibodeau would in the NFC North. I'm with you on that.
Well,
hey, listen here. Tuck Gaddafi. If the Lions took a corner at number 2 again, I will burn Ford Field to the ground.
Now, I did say that I'm not gonna be mad at whatever the Lions pick at number 2. But please don't make me be a hypocrite and draft a cornerback at number 2.
Corner at 2, they got to run the fade, bro.
Listen, let me tell you. Let me tell you something. The Lions better not pick a corner or a tight end in the next 10 years. How about that?
Now, what if we take Drake London at number 2?
Ooh.
I wouldn't be opposed to that either. There's so much stuff we can take at that number 2. I'm not. Listen, I'm with it. I'm with it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just look at you. Hear you. Ooh. Ooh.
And listen,
I mean, he want to be here. The players want him here.
And you just took it out my mouth. How many guys you know that grow up
that want to be a Lions?
It said the Lions was his favorite team and wanted to play for the Lions, bro.
Ah, man, this draft is gonna be interesting, man. I like I say, I just get more and more excited thinking about it, man, because it's gonna be some teams that's just gonna shock the hell out of everybody. I just feel it.
Also, y'all, W3Kingz is gonna be live in effect at the draft also, so we will be going live from there too.
Yes,
we will be in the building.
My goodness. This is
Yeah,
gonna be
man.
something else.
It is. It is. I just listen. If Jacksonville don't want me to come down there like the next hurricane, man, they better draft a lineman, man. To me, I just don't see how you would go any other route. I mean, y'all don't went defensive line the last 2 drafts. I just don't get it.
I don't either, brother. I really don't, man.
You gonna wait until Trevor Lawrence break his leg or something happen to him like Joe Burrow? Then you gotta hope he can come back. Come on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. God, dog, it's been 2 hours and 34 minutes.
Man,
I know,
that
right?
Piston talk took us over a little bit, but I was getting good, so we couldn't cut that out.
Yeah,
I know,
you
right?
know, you know what's hot in the city right now, man.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of attention's on the Pistons.
We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna go with it. Hey, listen. I make announcements, of course. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, man, for real.
Yes.
Yes.
Most definitely like and subscribe. Also, subscribe to our other channel too. If you're not hip to our other channel, we got W3Kingz podcast over there. We did a taping earlier where we talked on some hot stuff earlier. So you guys want to go over there, check that out for real at our other YouTube channel. Of course, it's gonna be W3Kingz podcast. So make sure you guys check that out. Also, gotta make sure we give a shout out to our sponsor, Culture Detroit. Y'all know they're our official sponsor of W3Kingz podcast. They are there for your exclusive sneaker and clothing need. Located at 19327 Livernois. Go check it out. I'm in
Even
there
exclusive snacks.
Exclusive sneakers, snacks, and clothes. Yes. So yeah, if you guys want to check it, you might catch me in there because I'm in there often, all the time, just in there kicking and hanging in the environment.
Hold on, Willie. Did you see what Cass Jones? Did you see what this man had the audacity to post today?
No, I didn't. What was that?
50 pair of Yeezys came into Detroit today.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
50 pair. The boys is over there applying real pressure. And
pressure, man.
They also are offering shoe cleaning now. So you can drop your dirty sneaks up there, and them guys.
But they gotta be some dirty sneaks that's worth something, okay? Don't just come up there and
some dirty Skechers
and a Nike Monarchs and say, hey, clean my shoes for me. Listen, come with something exclusive, but definitely you guys want to check them out. And like I said, you guys come in, you might see me, and I pop in all the time and often. Follow them on Instagram. Follow them on Twitter.
Hey, King, pull up.
They
that
always got
50 pair of Yeezys. They might think we exaggerate, man.
They have steals. You know, they broadcast steals. So if you guys into that sneaker game, definitely want to go and check them out. Like I said, also make sure you guys subscribe to
story, King.
Yeah,
I'm pulling it now.
So most definitely check that out. And also,
I also updated. Yes, we still gonna be doing our mock drafts, Joshua. Yes, we most definitely gonna be doing that.
There you go, right there.
Look at that.
50 pairs. And you can see some of them on display. So yeah, they got it, man. They got it there.
Hey King, we most definitely got to get that mock draft going.
Oh yeah, most definitely,
absolutely,
most definitely. That definitely will come in the pipe.
We got an opportunity to do both, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we will. I think we will. That'll be fun. You guys can come in with us too when we do the mock draft, so you guys can give us y'all mock draft too. So we'll make that official. Like you guys, when we do the mock draft, we'll make an announcement, and you guys can come in. We're sending a link. You guys can come in and give us y'all mock draft too. How that sound?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey man, I say we do like a panel. Get how many people want to come up, and we go round one. Willie, who you drafting? King, who you drafting?
The black delegation selection.
See? Look, Numbers already said he down, so we can do it just like that.
And we're gonna give Willie the number 2 pick, and you can't pick Cockburn for the Lions.
Right.
Oh man, could you imagine him at tight end for the Detroit Lions?
Oh man.
Listen. This is the thing, y'all. Right? I know Jordan Davis killed it at the combine and all
He
that.
sure
right?
did.
But it ain't enough for a number 2 pick, man.
Not for number
He
2.
not,
No.
he not an every down.
He
tackle.
moved up a little bit, but nah.
Yeah,
He's
not an every down.
I think he's going to be a top. To me, I believe he's going to be a top 10 pick.
I don't think so.
I think with the
I would
be
give
an
him
every
top
down.
15. Top 15
I
for
can see
sure.
top 15.
I'm gonna go with a top 10. I'm sticking with the
Willie,
top 10.
think about it, Willie. All of your D tackles, whoever went top 10, they're every down D tackle. He not that.
But the downs that he is though, it's kind of hard to pass up, especially if you
Not
got
really.
depth. If you got a team with depth at that defensive line, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the top 10. I'm gonna say top 10. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's a top 10.
This one I'm drafting. Number 1 right here.
Nomas
Right
J.
here, King. This one I'm drafting, King.
Oh man. man.
Nomas, what's your 40, man?
Right. What you look like in them shuttles? I need to know what them shuttle numbers is like. I need your RAS, man. I need your relative athletic score.
Right. So we got final thoughts, fellas.
Yeah. Final thoughts, man. Just let's, like I said, let's wrap up the rest of this Piston season. Get prepared for these drafts, man, and like I said, keep an eye on what Michigan is doing. Like I said, we just got to try to hold on to as much sports as we running out of it right now.
Right.
You getting ready to hit that dry period, man. So, like I said, y'all guys definitely got to make sure y'all subscribe to our both of our podcast channels, man, because we're going to be using those, especially during the time where we have to go through that drought during the summer. And but we will be giving updates here, training camp, things like that, when we have the opportunity on this channel. For you guys that are watching live on my channel right now, make sure that you look out for the created posts. I'm going to put 2 created posts with both of those channels, so you'll be able to click on them and subscribe.
Yeah, so definitely click on subscribe. Like I said, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, we on it all, fellas. So we be putting updates on those as well. Also, this is April, so the draft of this month. So yeah, W3Kingz will be there too. If you guys going to be there, let us know, man. Give us a shout out, man. We might be able to link up too. So we definitely look forward to that. Just looking forward to the future sports of Michigan, period. Basketball, baseball, football, all of it. Just the future is looking bright for us, I believe. So I look forward to it.
And look out for opening day, because I'm gonna be down there messing around.
Listen,
you want to use some dillies?
I'm calling it now. Tigers in the playoffs, man.
Hey, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
April and a D.
Indeed.
Yeah, same thing, man. Like they all say, y'all. We trying to get to them 500 subscribers, y'all. Don't forget that. We said we got a raffle coming, y'all. We got to get to them 500 subscribers, man. Make sure y'all sharing, like, a lot of stuff. We still working, y'all. It's a marathon, not a race.
Indeed. But we enjoying it the whole way through. So with that being said, like I said, this hot toddy is starting to kick my ass. So I'm about to get ready for bed. I know you guys got to get up because, we got family, we got kids, we got work to do. So take care of your family. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your night. W3Kingz out.
Don't do school, stay in drugs, and eat milk.